Welcome to the Major 1 final presented by Game Fuel, FaZe, Empire. I'm hoping for an absolute battle. Joe, how you doing over there, buddy?
I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm hoping for a much better battle than what we saw in the winners final just a couple hours ago. Empire able to bounce on back. Atlanta FaZe, though, their confidence has to be at an all-time high right now. They looked so darn good earlier today.
Yeah, they absolutely did. They were firing on all cylinders. You see a shot of the players getting ready there, but our Game Fuel featured player for the match is going to be aBeZy. His search and destroy, that ace, 5 first bloods just taking over. When you talk about a best of 9, you're going to be playing a lot of search and destroy. How are they going to stop him?
Well, yeah, that's we're still trying to figure that out. I think everyone else is still trying to figure that out. But I mean, not only was he just so impactful on that Miami, but he did it a little differently. It wasn't all about his aggression. He read the round really well. He used an XM4. He kind of slowed things down. I like what Atlanta FaZe brought to the table on Miami search and destroy. And then in the respawns, I mean, him and Simp, they really slowed down Huke. I mean, they destroyed in that first series. But aBeZy, he can do it all. He makes everyone's job, well, easy.
Might not be as easy this time. Empire bounced back in a big way. They're warmed up, guns up, ready to go. But looking at his stats right now, overall great. But obviously, the search and destroy stands out massively.
1.34 as the entry guy. That's like, you're hoping your entry guy has around a 1. Why? Because typically when you're the entry guy, you want to get the first one, and then usually you're traded. That's just the way your kind of life goes on. But a 1.34, he's making so many impactful plays after that as well. It's just what makes them so dangerous.
And now we'll take a look at the Astro social soundboard from Atlanta FaZe. And aBeZy, another raise coming your way. Yeah, pay the man. He deserves it, absolutely, with the high level of play he has brought to the table. No, it's great to see from FaZe. Having a little bit of fun with that. But no, seriously, whatever you're paying him, up that.
Yeah, pretty soon. Yeah, I mean, yeah, up it, double it, whatever it knows, because you know there should be a lot of people that would love to have him on the team.
Yeah, well, the 2 teams left are the 2 teams I think many expected entering the year. It's going to be, yeah, we're all praying that it's nothing like what we saw in the winners bracket final. These teams go toe-to-toe with each other. I know it's familiar faces. I know it's world champions all over the place. But let's meet our squads. We're going to start with Atlanta FaZe.
Atlanta, Georgia, you magnificent beast, you. This is 2021, baby. And the 2021 Atlanta FaZe are stacked. We got us a member of the Scuff Team of the Year by the name of Simp.
Grabs the bomb, 10 seconds left, and he realizes he can't get to the other side.
The other battle-hardened returnees are aBeZy and Cellium.
Away! Cellium! No, he's not even shut down! aBeZy doesn't even need to go fence!
Arcitys is here.
Can he get the angle over the top? He gets the kill! Arcitys with the 1v2 clutch!
Atlanta FaZe.
In a league just littered with talent. Stacked squads all over the place, but right now this is the one sitting atop. They made it here through the winners bracket. They cruised through the winners bracket final. One more series, Joe.
Yeah, one more series. I mean, you know these guys, Arcitys, Cellium, those will be your AR players. Cellium running that flex. Then the Tiny Terrace, aBeZy and Simp, and we were just kind of talking about like what just makes them so special. I don't know if there's really been like a submachine gun duo in like COD history who, you know, you've had some really good ones, but as consistent as these two have been, it is really tough to top. That's why they are just so hard to go up against no matter what.
Well, if there's one team that you think maybe can, it's Shotzzy and Huke on the other side of it. So stacked there as well, but they didn't come to play the first time around. Now they get the rebound match. They get the 3-0 victory. They're primed and ready to go. Let's meet the Empire.
Dallas Empire have smashed the gates open. Oh no, Huke is in, you bait. Oh, it's a shot punch. Oh no! Once again, they saved the day.
Joe, your tweet during the match was actually insane. What was it? 40 drop map one in the last series from Huke. In the winners bracket final versus FaZe, he had 42 total kills. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, that just sort of tells you the tale of this first winners finals series when they met each other a couple hours ago. But Shotzzy, aBeZy, and Huke, stacked roster from top to bottom. I don't think we heard the listening. They didn't bring in the intensity. We heard it the second time. It felt like there was a more urgency. That's what we're looking for. Grim and Huke need to be those leaders in game, and well, they just have to show up.
Well, you're starting to talk about how they can win this thing, so let's get right into our game fuel keys to victory, and we'll start it off with Empire. As we go through it, we were chatting through this kind of during the last match, especially once Empire went up 2-0, like what they need to do to maybe come out of this. What was the major things that stood out for you?
Well, I mean, they have to slow down the Tiny Terrors. I mean, they were like a 1.3 to 1.5. Huke had a 0.74, Shotzzy at 0.86. They just had to step up from their first series. It has to be better. The slaying needs to improve from the winners finals to the tournament final to disrupt the flow of FaZe's game. They were outslayed by 39. Game 1, it was pretty even, but after that, it was all Atlanta FaZe. Those disruptions, this lane, that causes that chaos that you're looking for. Bring the intensity in the comms. When we go to a listening, I better hear something different.
Yeah, and that's I think I mentioned it. It was like the first time we've heard there's a couple moments of silence, and not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but yeah, the intensity really wasn't there versus maybe the listening we had with FaZe, where they really seemed to be on point. The comms, not frantic, but obviously just non-stop and on top of things. The keys to victory for Atlanta FaZe. Joe, what do you think there?
Yeah, you touched on the best of 9. You're going to be playing a lot of search and destroy. You can use that deep map pool and search and destroy to your advantage. You have a win on every single map that you play in this CDL. That is going to help them in the long run. Continue to play with good fundamentals that we saw in the winners final. There was not a lot of mistakes. Players were playing their life. It just felt like they were waiting for one another. It was as close to perfect Call of Duty you are going to get. In Atlanta, they were 2-5 in finals last year. Arcitys was brought in to change the culture for these finals. They have been great up until this point, but now they have to bring it. Can Atlanta FaZe hit that next level?
Yeah, this is the test, right? You got to a ton of finals last year. 2 of those 5 losses, who were they to? Empire, one of them being in the World Championship. So the old squad had no issue getting here. It's once they got there that they couldn't close it out. And this is where we see, because from the RJ and Crowder and the culture shift and the focus on fundamentals and Arcitys coming into this squad is the improvement there. Because if they come in here and they lose, there's obviously still some issues going on. But man, if they can replicate or get close to replicating what they did in that winner's bracket final, I think they'll be in a great spot. But you're going to be playing a different Empire. I tweeted some people about it. Like, usually when you have a 3-0 like that and it's 2 top teams, there's 2 sides to it, right? 1, FaZe played lights out. 2, Empire came out flat, didn't play all that great. Empire wasn't on form. So coming off of that 3-0 you got to expect that they're going to bring it here a bit better, and they're going to throw that first punch. FaZe has got to be ready for it.
I think Atlanta FaZe know that, though, as well. As important as that is, I think they need to come out of the gate and have a couple of strong first maps, just because, yeah, Empire just won a game against NYSL. But Atlanta FaZe knows that. They're kind of probably thinking, all right, we were frying. They're going to expect some resistance. They know they scrim Empire a lot. They know how good they can be.
Yeah, and you have 2 sides to this. If you're Empire, you just played a match, so you're feeling warm, you're feeling hot. On the other side of your FaZe, you get to relax for a moment, kind of watch the match, maybe do some late preparation with the coaching staff. So there's 2 ways to look at it, just who's going to get going first, but it's a best of 9. This will decide everything and who's going to be the victor for Major 1. Joe, looking through it, we have 3 raids, a couple garrisons. I mean, anything. It's tough for something to pop off the page at this point because you're getting so many maps.
Yeah, I guess maybe we don't get a Crossroads. That was one thing that we saw Dallas play at Atlanta FaZe. We don't see that. I mean, nothing too crazy. Maybe that Garrison Search and Destroy map number 2. We don't see it too often. Maybe that's what we talk about with Atlanta FaZe. What that raid Search and Destroy was the game 5, the map 5 from their first series that we didn't get to see. Dallas Empire has not had a major rep on that yet, so if we go that far, we'll see how that plays out. But just looking at Moscow Hardpoint, it's a little bit different from our map number 1 in the first series. Things are sort of slowed down. It's a lot of focus on those rotations, those fundamentals we're looking for from Atlanta FaZe. This is where that will stick out.
Well, everybody strap in. It's our first best of 9 of the year. It's the Major 1 final. FaZe, Empire, the 2 teams atop their groups in the stage 1 to get here. And all eyes for me are really on Empire. You just come out strong out of the gate. Obviously far better than what we saw in the winners bracket final. They need to show me something early.
Yeah, that's really it. And for Atlanta FaZe, you know, you should just understand that. Know that this is going to be different. We'll see how it goes. In a Moscow hard point, the first time we're going to be seeing that one today. Dallas Empire are going to be starting on that stronger side. That second hill, we're going to be rotating towards the second, towards the right side of your mini-map on that second hill. And, you know, usually off the start, it's pretty contest heavy, but iLLeY and Crim with those XM4s open things up.
Yeah, I think for your Empire, this is great. Like, you get the strong side to start. You found all the kills. You're starting off well. Just get into a rhythm. Pretend like that series never happened. And, you know, with the current format, it's kind of like it did. Like, you just get a flat out, straight up, best of 9. Do what you can with it. But several straight kills for FaZe and a chance to get a flip. A couple players going to spawn out on either side, but it's 2 out for Empire, so a chance to push forward. iLLeY's going to drop. Crim going to be the last man in position here, deep near second.
Yeah, Atlanta FaZe trying to find him. Simp not going to get taken down, so now they know his position. Arcity's going to spawn out. Yeah, parallel spawns going right now, but Crim is the key player. iLLeY gets one taken down. Shotzzy with a big 1v1. Buys his team some time, and Atlanta FaZe are just going to fight this from the front. They're going to take hill control, and you'll take that. We're on board with our game field featured player, aBeZy. Just spawns up, trying to watch the pinch. The Dallas Empire know they got to attack the hill, use those power positions, use those ARs.
And Crim will finally kind of move out of his position, playing deep. He'll drop, but the rest of the team is there. They'll have the spawns, they'll get the time, and there's still a healthy 40 seconds remaining on this point. So great job by Crim and Empire, despite the early kills and the front pressure from FaZe, to start to rep some of this time. aBeZy looking for an opener. It's a little bit awkward there with Shotzzy, and Shotzzy able to take him down. One player from FaZe looks to be rotating early to pick up that street rotation. That's going to be Arcitys, and he's already found one, but in a big spot to kind of stop the flow here from Empire across the map.
Yeah, trying to find Shotzzy right now. Huke as well. So Shotzi's going to spawn all the way out towards that old hill. Huke's going to spawn out. Okay, so that is job number 1 done, right? Deal with those people trying to sneak behind us and go for that rotation. Now they can get into that setup. Here comes the first team push for Empire. Only down 20 points right now. No real pressure yet. Arcity's in a very strong position, but they're able to find him. He's going to run away, just play his life. Simp takes down Huke. That's the entry. And this is so far a really good out of Atlanta FaZe. There just hasn't been pressure, but here it comes. You see the spawn for Crim. He's going to be towards the back. Can Atlanta hold on?
I want to see if they can hold on. The pressure is coming in. Let's hear it straight from the players. Let's go to an Astro listen-in with FaZe.
Library. No bullets. Sorry,
I rebel step.
I spawned me.
Oh, Huke, one shot there. Run back.
I was
I'm out.
Yeah, stay down. I gotta go new. I gotta
go.
Play your street.
One
in the back. They're out. Push on street.
I'm cutting out.
So you should be.
I'm back.
You have time?
I got it.
Courtyard's open. Relax. Courtyard's open. He can't go deep. One shot.
I'm banking every dub.
I don't see him. Hey, back on me. Help me.
Dead bank.
Nice.
I put it. Get on it. Let's go.
Deep in. I'm blocking. They're spawning deep. Pushing you go.
I have
There's gonna be a guy close.
Another
trophy, I'm staying down.
I'm glove. I got.
Rotate us on.
In the corner, one shot.
Pinch dead.
Let's go.
Yo, let's take over this fucking game, right? Take routes. Yeah, I'm going SQs.
On the street.
Top, kill me street. There's one deep, top street.
Window down.
Nice. You're missing 2 streets.
Dead.
Yeah.
You dead. Oh my god.
One more. Yeah, they're all straight. They're spawning bank down. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Dead.
We're looking for Kid Rose. Yo, he's go. And tell me, we're missing glow.
You're dead.
Nice.
Go dead.
Yo, I'm going right. MC, I'm going right.
I'm
trying to get skis. I'll tell you when I got it. Skis, be there.
I need one next side hill.
I spawn street.
Nothing glove.
I'm trying to get right, guys. I'm trying to get right.
I'll tell you what, Joe, as much as I love the gas and the crazy aBeZy play and, you know, Simp telling him to get going, there was one moment that stuck out for me early. They were speaking really fast, maybe a little frantic, and at one point, guess who it was? RC just said, relax. They need to slow down a little bit. You can hear the frantic comms, and that's where they're going to need him.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're on board with our game field featured player aBeZy, he has a big kind of pop-off moment there. I loved it, man. Talking some smack. You heard Cellium, talk some crap. You had aBeZy sort of get going. But yeah, Arcitys was like, all right, let's take our routes. But Simp was like, let's put the game away here. Let's start frying. This is their biggest lead. One thing to note, we talked about it. It has been Huke the Nuke. He has been so good, but 5-14. And remember, that winner's final, he got shut down.
Well, he's getting shut down again. Triple negative. We'll see if he can start to turn it around. And to be fair, I mean, this is the toughest matchup you're going to face in the league, but the toughest matchups is when you got to step up in the biggest way. And so far, not quite able to do it, but maybe he heats up now. Some nice shots there to get the break from the front. iLLeY looking over him, able to pick up the kill as well, so they will get in. If you look at number 5 on the minimap, Shotzzy is already rotated all the way across as well. So they're going to get a lot of this time. They get the kills at old.
It's huge. Yeah.
Now we can start to focus on the battles at new.
Yeah, they needed this hill time. Puts them right back into it. That 60, 70-point lead is gone. Shotzzy is early rotated. Now he has Crim. Watch the red arrows. See where they spawn. They're going to be all the way across the map. Simp, Arcitys, they have to hold on. They're going to wait for their teammates to wait and make the play. It looks like Huke might be trying to hunt them down. Watch number 8 as well. You see him trying to reflank Arcitys. He is aware of their positions, and right now he just has to be telling them, wait for me, I am reflanking this. There we go. He's able to hit it, but Simp, he's able to get through towards that cut, trying to make the play. He has Cellium's help, and with Simp able to stay alive, they're pushing towards the front, and now they're on the hill.
It looks so good for Empire for a moment. They've still got a chance here. They still got some numbers, but as FaZe inside of the point, gunfight win for Cellium, not quite able to dip away with his life. And now you've got a 2-on-1. aBeZy gets taken out by Shotzzy, and Empire now regained control, down 10 points, looking for a lead change. Back and forth we go, and Joe, I'm loving it.
I am as well, and you need this out of Shotzzy. 17-12 on a 3 spree. No, a lot of the focus has been on Huke. Look at his turnaround. He was 5-14 at one point, 6-2 in his last couple of lives. But Shotzzy, our MVP from last year, really bringing it back. The lead change is in. Well, you can see now they set up the rotation over to Bus. Perfect for Dallas Empire. They know where Atlanta FaZe is coming towards. iLLeY getting set up. You would love to have that gunfight back, but his teammates still have control of the hill.
For FaZe, though, you've at least been able to get the Bus and apply some pressure from the close side. Shotzzy just trying to finesse and stay up, but not quite able to do so. Arcitys takes down 2. iLLeY and Crim answer right back, and now really you just have Arcitys kind of in position on one side of it, but time going to Empire as they're trying to build out to their biggest lead of the game. That's 3 kills now through for FaZe. That might be the break on in. Crim going to be the last one. Just trying to hold on.
Yeah, this is what Atlanta FaZe was so good at last year, is breaking those setups. They find a couple of openings, able to do it again, and now you have 3 dead. aBeZy spotted the 4th, so they can get set up at this first hill. They can control spawns for second. An opportunity to retake that lead. Simp knows the pressure is coming. Shotzzy on the hill, but Simp so fast, able to re-snap and take him down.
And look at number 8 for a second, though, trying to push through and maybe do a deep flank. That's going to be Huke. He's made so many plays. It looks like they've got the read, though. They're trying to pick it up. He's still there. Pushing all the way through the back is going to be Arcitys on the other side, so he kind of flanks the flank to make sure they keep spawns for second, but Shotzzy trying to pop off inside of the point. His nade not going to go anywhere due to the trophy. The nade from FaZe will connect. Lead back to FaZe. Spawns in for second. A chance to really do some damage here as Arcitys and aBeZy combine to take down 3.
Yeah, and he's on 5 in a row. aBeZy, I mean, he was the swingman in that hill. He's the one that picked up that 2-piece. Shotzzy.
Oh, no.
Simp, stop shooting.
No.
It happens to the best players in the world, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, he just gets caught. Stop shooting, expects a second. Shotzzy takes him down. Now he has top police control, trying to stay alive, but he is all alone. His teammates nowhere to be found. And well, that is 7 kills. And what you had aBeZy, who was on 5 before he had taken down the slaying on that hill. It was one way, and that was to Atlanta FaZe.
I was worried, though, that him stopping shooting and Shotzzy getting to that spot was going to be really bad for their setup, but they're able to regain at least for now. Arcitys now, 5 in a row for him. Here comes the flood, though. Everybody soars on through. The crossfire needs to be on point, but it's 2 for iLLeY. All headshots on to Simp and aBeZy. But FaZe still inside the point. They had one more man up. and Cellium wins a nice one-on-one. But with 25 seconds remaining, keep an eye on the minimap. The rotations are going to need to start to come through.
Well, I don't know. If FaZe can win here, 10 more seconds.
That's true.
You have to get a
they
contest.
Gotta push it. Yeah, they gotta go.
I mean, yeah, like you need the rotate. That's important, but so is contesting. iLLeY trying to be the hero. Trying to be the hero the Empire needs, but he needs a few more seconds. Pushes here. Yeah, aBeZy's already rotated. That should do it. You're going to get the last couple of seconds. aBeZy with the heads-up play. He is throwing a coin into that fountain, wishing for a Major 1 victory here.
Yeah, I was just staring at that side of the minimap. I saw aBeZy off to the races, and yeah, you're right. I mean, they could have won it there, so Empire, they've got to focus on that. Not to lose it there, but the big one-on-one on the other side of the map is aBeZy, the game fuel featured player, aBeZy, and you saw this during the Astra listen-in. It's more aBeZy making plays, and those comms were great to listen to, though. I mean, the passion was there, the fire was there, the calming voice was there in Arcitys, and it's all smiles right now in the FaZe camp. But I guess if you are Empire, I mean, one, you played them tougher in that map than any of the first three when you talk about the winners bracket final. Composure-wise, they look good. I mean, Huke's smiling, Crim's laughing. Like, they seem to be in an okay place mentally there. Not a ton of frustration. And Huke started really slow. 5 and 15. He started to get into a rhythm a little bit later into the game. Hopefully, he can carry that into the rest of the series.
Yeah, just taking a look. Maybe that's the one thing. He finishes 13 and 25. Now, I will say, listen, as a sub, this is a very difficult map at times. I know that, like, even with aBeZy, who had a couple of moments, he still finishes negative. Not easy at all to be a 74U on Moscow at times. I mean, it was pretty close. It was right, 175 around 175. It was really that first hill into the rotation of the second. I mean, it was that 5 spree from aBeZy, a 5 spree from Arcitys. It was the slaying at that specific moment as we got to our third set of hills on hill number 1. That was the difference maker.
Absolutely. Dude, I really thought for a second, though, man, with Simp stopping shooting, you said we've all been there. I'm sure it happened to your career. Heck, for casual players, you do it sometimes. I was worried it was disaster, but they're able to hold on in Major 1 final. It is FaZe up 1-0. We'll be right back. Search coming up.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Game Fuel. Celebrate the Major by purchasing a case of Game Fuel to earn a free CDL team pack. Visit gamefuel.com/CDL for more info. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League.
Welcome back. FaZe up 1-0, getting ready for a search and destroy, and we're going to take a look at the maps and modes and how the veto process went, and where you get the advantage here in this best of 9, really, with how it plays out being a singular series, is in the ban and vetoes. Joe, can you kind of take me through how this process went down for the best of 9?
Yeah, I mean, you can just kind of see it here on our graphic. Atlanta FaZe, they get 3 bans. You know, obviously, when it comes to sort of map sizes and everything, with Hardpoint, because we're playing 3 of them, they each take 1 away. With Search and Destroy, you're playing 4. They only can take 1 away. What is it? Checkmate, which we know Dallas Empire has had some success on it. Then with the Control, you're playing 2 of them. They take 1 away. So you're going to be playing Raid. You're going to be playing Garrison Control. Garrison Control is also their best control. So a lot of things that Atlanta FaZe get to dictate here throughout this veto process. And that's kind of how we got here. But yeah, a good start for Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, it's just a little bit different with the best of 9. I mean, you only have so many maps and mode combinations, so it limits the number, and that's a big advantage for FaZe to kind of dictate where we're going to head and where they don't want to play Empire. They can force the series, and they're going to have some stretches during a best of 9 where you think they get to some matches they really like. There's obviously going to be some good ones for Empire as well, considering how these 2 teams have performed. But up next, it's Garrison Search and Destroy. Empire massively looking to bounce back. They finally put up a fight. It was a close game, maybe just proving themselves, boys. We can take it to them. Just some small mistakes holding us back. Can't make them here in the search.
Well, the small mistakes was really the difference in the Crossroads. I mean, the slaying was close in the Crossroads in that winner's final. It's from that point forward. It was the Search and Destroy, which was very lopsided. It was the Control, which was very lopsided.
Well, they're going to try and unleash aBeZy again, and I know we talked about it a couple times now throughout the course of the day, but can Empire somehow shut him down? And, you think Huke would maybe be the guy to do it with the impact he's had, but obviously in the 4 maps we've played against FaZe, Huke has not found any rhythm whatsoever.
And this is one Dallas 0-1 on this map. Atlanta FaZe 1-0. One of the maps we see too often. A lot of pressure going to be put really through middle of the map and on the B zone. That ice site, difficult to take. You usually have only one player over there, but really all you need, was we saw from Diamondcon last night. You can lock that down. Cellium with the first blood on iLLeY. You can see what Dallas is trying to do. Just find any pick that they can. Atlanta FaZe, though, giving them nothing.
Yeah, it reminds me of when you're watching Checkmate Search, right? It's like the AR's just looking for some angle, some peak, some overchow where you can get a pick. Cellium the first to do so. Now, the bomb getting planted. Arcitys gets a kill, but aBeZy will drop. Crim bringing it back, hits the shots. It's now all on Crim. 1 versus 2.
Oh, that timing.
Bomb did get planted.
And those are sellers. He hasn't spotted Arcitys, though. They haven't seen Arcitys yet. Well, okay, so they had an idea, but he just hasn't spotted him yet in that 1 versus 2. He's kind of just hoping someone walks into him. And if he pre-aims that for a second, where Cellium runs into it, there's an opportunity there in that 1v1. But a pretty darn good job to hit that bomb down without numbers and at least give Crim the opportunity to clutch it out.
Yeah, exactly. You gave yourself a chance despite getting first blooded. There was an opportunity, and yeah, you're just kind of taking a gamble, I think, if you're Crim. Like you said, he's not entirely sure. Hoping he can catch a timing, turn it into a 1 versus 1, but not able to do it. But these 2 kills from Crim is what gives them a shot. Just can't quite bring it back. The FaZe will strike first. And yeah, you just have to keep an eye on it. It's like aBeZy can still have an impact on the map, but it's a little bit different than Miami in the sense of you'll see these first bloods coming in a lot more from range.
And this is like, I mean, you think about like for Dallas Empire, they got to win 5 games, and there's going to be some stretches where maybe the maps, you're going to have the advantage if you are Atlanta FaZe, and I think early on they do. So can Dallas Empire maybe steal one of these? That was really the storyline in the World Championship last year. Remember when we talked to Clay, he was like, we just got to win like that Azir Cave hardpoint that happened, and they were able to do that. I mean, they ran away with that series, but it's kind of the same thing here. Early on in this series, very strong for Atlanta FaZe. Shotzzy, he had the first blood in the round, but it falls apart. And Atlanta FaZe quickly go up 2-0.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about. When you have like a best of 9, you're gonna have some stretches, some moments where it gets a little bit better for you, and you feel like your odds are good if you can get to that point. But yeah, a round in which they get the first blood, unfortunately, it falls apart. FaZe rebound, they get the round victory, and it's Simp starting off hot, 4-1. He's currently on 3 in a row.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry there. Sorry there, Clint. I had to tell you about Azir Cave. I had to bring that one back up. Sorry about that.
That's all right. That's all right, Joe. My love for you knows no bounds. It wasn't Arden for CTF.
Oh, well.
All right, well, who can get the opener here? Shotzzy, able to get the first blood in the last round. Trying to play from catwalk and spot what he can as they move toward bomb, and similar to what you saw first round, just taking out the explosives. Arcitys, though, there's the first blood. Shotzzy still looking for the angle. That's crisp. That's clean. He hits the shots. Now we'll work the plant. 3 versus 3.
And here's the Atlanta FaZe. What are they going to try and do? They're going to try and retake this from catwalk. 1 and 4. That's Arcitys and aBeZy. Trying to take top green control. They have numbers. Where's the trade? There's the numbers advantage. A quick trade from aBeZy and Arcitys. All down to iLLeY now in a 1v2. Saw him clutch that round 11. Just a match ago. He is built for these situations, but Cellium, he's ready for it.
He wins the gunfight. They win another round and now go up 3-0. And, you know, you were talking about the trades, and we were casting, what was it? It was Empire versus Røkkr on this particular map. And, you know, most of the time when we saw rounds fall apart, it was when someone was able to get, you know, the double before the trade in a 3 versus 3 or whatever the scenario might be. We saw it so many times. I mean, it was Empire that were victims to it. But here, just a little bit more efficient out of FaZe. And Cellium with the big one-on-one at the end. They take the round, and, well, so far, what was it? 6-2 in the search from the winners bracket final. Now up 3-0. I mean, search-wise, it is just all FaZe.
Yeah, this is just where they've been dominated, playing their numbers. Even when they don't have numbers, bringing it back. Arcitys 4-0. He's gonna still got a lot of work to do, maybe to earn some streaks, but it's not like they need him right now.
All right, so last time they played really aggressive behind aBeZy, and he got first blooded, kind of pushing through at B site. A bit more passive this time around. And Arcitys going to have a sub out. Crim's angle, you see it there. Nice tags. Shotzzy just lurking. Bottom vent.
Pretty much at a standstill right now. Gotta get rid of that barrel. That is bomb. Arcitys needs to get out of there, and he will. But it's actually be a 2-man push. Almost wasn't ready for that. Usually it's just one player in that position. But iLLeY and Huke kind of both rotated over. Shotzzy able to win that one-on-one, and that is bomb.
iLLeY gets the kill. He's able to get away with his life. That's massive. They have 3v2 numbers now. Bomb has been acquired by FaZe. Nice challenge there from Shotzzy. Able to win it now on Cellium with 20 seconds to go in a 1 versus 3. 1 down.
He's reading this.
Ooh, he read it, but he gets dropped. And Empire, they needed it badly. Round win on the board, and it got to a point, yeah, it was very passive. Everyone kind of, you know, taking some shots, but getting out of harm's way in a 4v4 for a long time. But eventually, you know, clock is dwindling. The pressure on FaZe to try and make a play to get a bomb down, and Empire ready and waiting. Shotzzy, what a map, though. 7-3, 3 streak for him right now.
Now, Huke's sitting at 0-4. We keep talking about it.
aBeZy on the other side, I mean, he's 1-4. Like,
yeah, it can be tough. Another one where, like, you kind of rely on XM4s and really to open up the lanes. With Dallas and Huke, they win an offense, and there is one of those lanes. aBeZy, he jumps on that nade, trying to find the first blood onto Huke, but Huke comes out on top.
Huke gets his first on the board, and yeah, that awkward mantle transition it does not make it any easier in the gunfight, but it's another first blood for Empire. Can they get back-to-back rounds here? They can take their time. They've got a bit to work with. Just don't want to give a clean kill to FaZe as you try to work this plant down. Cellium Chals, great from iLLeY. Head clean off. Massive 4v2 advantage now. Shotzi's got the bomb. Arcitys does get the pick and get away. They're chasing him, but he got out.
Trying to find Simp now. Now with Simp shooting. iLLeY, he's going to rotate in, and iLLeY, a great round for him, watching over Shotzzy, because blowing up that barrel, it's almost like there's another defender on the map at times, because he can't go for the plant. So you saw Shotzzy's like, he's got to put a half a clip into that barrel. And then Cellium's like, okay, if I can time this, I might be able to get 2 kills out of this, but he overpeaks. iLLeY, he shuts the round down. Nice rotation. He's on 4 in a row.
Yeah, 4 in a row for him. Shotzzy stayed alive, so 3 in a row for Shotzzy as well. And now 2 straight rounds for Empire. So right back into this. I was getting worried FaZe were going to be running away with a search and destroy again, but Empire playing them tough. Shotzzy trophy out and back to his spot right around vent. You'll see him finessing around this area more often than not. Now, the last time they challenged this, they just sent 1. At one point, you wonder if they're going to have a double hit. If Shotzzy will be ready.
Oh, that stuck him?
Oh, he stuck him. He stuck him. Frame able to hit the nade. aBeZy out of the picture.
One thing I noticed, there's a very aggressive setup here from Empire. You have Huke top green. And he makes the play. Him and iLLeY, they're both up there. Grim gets taken down 3v3. They'll have Shotzzy in the vent. Shotzzy watching his back, but Simp able to take him down.
Well, you had numbers, but only for a moment if you're Empire. Edge now over to FaZe. iLLeY, though, who's been hot. We'll see if he can hit the shots again. Some tags in, position given up. Simp's going to push it out and simplifying the kill. Now Huke. 1 versus 3. Trying to soar in. That's some quality shots to take Arcitys off a bomb, but more to do still. God, if he got Simp and Arcitys there,
he would have loved that first kill.
Yeah, that would have been truly remarkable stuff. But yeah, still work to do. Let's see if he can get it done. The finesse, the movement on point. Huke wins another. 1 versus 1 now. 25 seconds to go. Just scrambling away. Cellium versus Huke.
Cellium just keeps watching the cross. He's played this well. He keeps looking at the cross towards the bomb. And Huke just doesn't think he pushed through green towards bricks, and he does. Cellium rotates on through. Huke had no idea. There's just so many little positions to check on Garrison. Not enough time, but I mean, a hell of a chance out of Huke to almost clutch that 1v3. But the key round here, the key thing for me is Huke gets into an early position in the green, but they're not able to use it. They lose the man advantage. It goes into the 2v3. And then sooner or later, as the map advantage swings towards the Atlanta FaZe, they're going to look there. They know that someone is probably going to peek top green and try to get catwalk control. So that hard-earned position early in the round, it goes to waste.
Well, one of our keys to victory for Search in the winners bracket final was if Huke struggles, other guys got to pick it up. I mean, but on the other side, like aBeZy is struggling and everyone else is picking up the slack. He's 1-6 and you're at 4-2, and that is, well, an example of a good Search team.
Yeah, you just need those SM4s on this map, right? I mean, when you had the 2-round swing, who was it? It was iLLeY, who had 4 in a row. You know, Cellium's had a couple of key rounds, Arcitys as well. They keep this 2-round advantage. They force Empire to try to win another offense, which is difficult to do.
Well, I think Shotzzy was trying to catch Simp, but he gets caught by aBeZy. Simp, pre-fire down low. He'll take down 2. Huke, well, it was a 1v3. Now you got a tougher test, a 1v4. He will fall. 5-2 now to Atlanta FaZe.
And that's just aBeZy watching over his teammate and Simp, watching over his duo. How have we seen Atlanta FaZe get rid of Shotzzy in the vent? It's sort of hitting it from both sides, but really from the bomb side, right? Keeping Shotzzy on his toes. And if you don't have an AR watching over him, he's got no help. It just comes down to that gunfight. And then Simp, the ability to read the pinch.
You literally saw it happen to Shotzzy where Simp slid in from the other side and took him out. There, you're going for a similar play, but yeah, the AR's there. And then it leads to Simp getting a kill right after that. Well, 2 right after that. Tale of 2 sides. aBeZy gets his first blood of the game. Shotzzy and Crim, though, trying to keep this map alive. We'll give him a 3-on-2. aBeZy and Cellium, the last 2 remaining. Shotzzy still just hanging out down low in vents. And, you love to get a pick there to try and make it a 2-on-2.
Oh, a second one.
There it is. Okay, so he does get the pick. Now 2 versus 2. Still just under a minute to go. aBeZy's got the read. Oh, my God. They're both so weak. Shotzzy keeps shooting. Now it's a 1 versus 1. Cellium versus Shotzzy, and Cellium just got eyes.
What's the timing like, though? What's the timing like? Sally's going to spot him. Shots are in. Now it's on Shotzzy to try to finesse.
He's trying. He's scrambling away. Cellium is on the hunt. He goes underneath. 25 seconds to go. Shotzzy's gonna hold it. Cell on the other side of him. He's right behind him. He's right behind him. Shotzzy. Does he check it? Cell just waiting to see if maybe he can catch it, and Shotzzy gets the angle, wins the one-on-one, and keeps Empire alive in the game 2.
I mean, that was just that gunfight onto aBeZy to keep pre-firing it. You saw what aBeZy was trying to do. He was trying to chuck a Semtex down there. Cellium makes this around, though. Huke maybe a little bit of an overpeak. He shouldn't have forced his teammates into this situation, but there's that catwalk position. Great shots for Cellium. The timings, I mean, if he doesn't shoot there, right when he crosses towards that back shed, maybe he can flank it, clutch the round out. But Shotzzy, we've seen him in the past struggle on this map, but not this time. Up to 10 kills.
He is on one right now, and he's got to continue this pace if they're going to pull it off. They need 4 straight rounds to get the W. 1 part done. 3 more to go. As they'll try to find the opening for this first pick. Build a stack defensively. Towards A for FaZe. Crim. Trying to back down aBeZy. And you don't have Simp playing underneath this time around. Cellium looking for the angle. And aBeZy still just shoulder. What can I find? More damage in, but for now, still stays alive. Just back and forth he goes.
And they really haven't played many of rounds in the vent. Has been Cellium and aBeZy just controlling the positions they have. There we go. There's the take now. So they know they're down a man. They're going to try and work outside of cap. But look at Dallas Empire. They were ready for it. But iLLeY, he's going to get taken down from a nice angle from Arcitys. And he just plays his life. They don't even have the bomb down yet. Now Shotzzy going to go for this plant.
Can he get it down and get away? There's the nade in. Not going to happen. Arcitys takes him down. 3v2 now, and Cellium just gets the spot. It's all on Crim to make the play in a 1 versus 3. Takes down Simp, and the trade is through. Cellium gets it done. It'll be a 6-3 search and destroy victory for FaZe, and a 2-0 edge in this best of 5. And it's got to be frustrating. It's got to be frustrating because there were I think 2 or 3 times where you got the first blood of your Empire, and then there's a clean kill for FaZe to bring it to a 3-3.
Yeah, and I think a round like that, where you get the first blood, you have to know where the rotation is. I think that is sort of the inexperience on this map, the repetition sort of. You know, I think a lot of other maps for Dallas Empire, they get a kill, they have bomb site control. They know what they're going into in a post-plant position or where they want to set up. And right there, it felt like they were kind of just waiting. Shotzzy's like, do you want me to go for this? Do you not want me to go for this? The barrel's still here. I think the communication gets a little bit jumbled up. But yeah, I mean, that was just controlled from Atlanta FaZe. Cellium with 11, Simp with 9, team effort all around.
Yeah, I mean, they can get it done without aBeZy popping off. He's been so good in search. He still had a couple of first bloods, but he only goes 3 and 8. The teammates go big. I mean, all 3 of them just have massive maps. But as you said, Cellium especially over 2,000 damage, 11 and 4. A great job there from him. But we're going to take a look at the U.S. Army tactical play. It's going to be the tiny pairs and Simp and aBeZy making plays to keep them in this game and take the 2-0 edge. Let's take a look at the round.
Yeah, this is where, I mean, you just have aBeZy watching over his teammate. Well, he's like, don't worry, I got your back. And now it's on to Simp. Simp comes up. There's trying to be a quick trade from iLLeY. And just the pre-fire right here. He knows that pinch is coming. They're trying to take him down, but they dominate this area. They dominated that B-bomb site.
Shotzzy, man, he was trying to do it all. The guy put up a bomb, but just not enough to get the map victory. Empire now, you're in trouble. It is 5 straight map losses to this FaZe team. You gotta muster up something. They're a championship caliber team. They won the entire thing last year. They won the world championship. If anyone's gonna bring it back from the brink of destruction, you feel like it's gotta be Empire. But this next map, man, it is everything. You cannot go down 0-3. They've gotta take it. They've gotta win it. All eyes on Empire. We'll continue the series after this quick break.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Do you want to help influence the future of the Call of Duty League? Join the Call of Duty League Recon Corps and share your feedback on everything from league matches and teams to sponsors and brand partners. So you've got a chance to get involved. Obviously, you know, for the CDL, for the Call of Duty League and the franchise system, it's new, it's fresh. There's going to be a lot of growing, a lot of changes, and yeah, we want your feedback. So you have a chance to give it there. But focus now back to our first major final. Taking a look at the quick scope right now, and I mean the search from FaZe. What can you say, Joe?
It's really good. 9-1. That's about it. Again, they have a win on every single map, so a lot of repetition. You don't ever feel like, what are they doing, right? They know exactly how they want to rotate bomb sites, set up and post plans. They're just simply on point in that game mode.
We're going to take a look at stats for a couple of duos, basically thinking about your main AR and then kind of your sub superstars and how they've matched up so far in this matchup. And, well, it's pretty obvious when you take a look at the numbers. One of your first keys to victory for FaZe in the Winners Bracket Final was Simp needs to match Huke. I don't know if matching is the word I would use for what's been happening.
No, listen, it's not good right now. Can he turn around? Absolutely. But it's always tough because I know this makes Huke look at a tough spot. The guy's been an MVP level player this year, absolutely. But what Atlanta FaZe is doing is unreal. I mean, you see Arcitys and Simp there. We've talked about aBeZy and his impact. You just had Cellium drop 11. They are all playing at such a high level. And yeah, I mean, Arcitys and Simp, obviously they have the advantage over Crim and Huke right now.
Well, Huke on your screen right now. We'll see if the young man can get it dialed in. Help put the squad on his back to fire back within this series, but you're in a hole. You're down 0-2 in this best of 9. First to 5 map wins will take the first place $200,000 prize pool. A reminder of our maps and modes and how the veto process went. FaZe coming from the winner's bracket side of it, they get the advantage there. You can see in the ban system they get the advantage. They take out some of the stuff either they don't want to play or they don't want to see Empire on.
Yeah, right. Where, you know, sort of kind of where do we want to play early on in this series? And Moscow and Garrison, we just kind of saw it. It can slow players like aBeZy and Huke down, but Atlanta FaZe, they take advantage of that. Now you're going to a Garrison control, and this is an opportunity, I think, maybe to get those guns going. Like, this is where we have to see a better Huke.
We have to. Oh yeah, just in general, we have to. I mean, we have been gassing him, rightfully so, throughout the course of this year because he's been so good, but he has not found that form in this matchup, and it's no easy task. I mean, not like anybody's going hard in the paint on the Empire side. It has been all FaZe so far, but somebody's got to do it, and I don't know. I don't know how you do it because you've just been, for the most part, you've been smoked. I know there have been a couple of close maps. You think about the map ones from both series, but outside of that, like what do you think the comps are like right now for Empire? Like, how do you get something going?
I think it just comes from a big round, a map win. I think, you know, we looked at the key to victory. I think slang. Like, you just have to make things a little bit more chaotic for Atlanta FaZe. Put yourself in some positions. And, yeah, again, the map ones, they were there. But in those key moments, that's when FaZe went on those sprees, right? Just multiple times. So finding the kills at the right time, shutting those rounds down.
Absolutely. Well, we are hearing, unfortunately, I believe there's a controller issue for one of the players. So we're waiting to get that resolved before we hop into the map 3. So I'll halt to the final for just a moment until we get that figured out. I'm sure we got a replacement coming in or figuring out what's going on. But controller issue, be back as quickly as we can. Don't go anywhere. We're close to getting ready to go into our map 3 here in the best of 9. A shot of the players as they're getting ready to go. Just kind of back to what we were talking about, how Empire are going to get rolling in this. I mean, you know, we touched on the fact that FaZe roster last year were, what, 2 finals wins, 5 finals losses. They struggled there. And Arcitys, you know, kind of comes in to maybe fix this, and there's a culture shift with the team, but you got to test them at least, right? Like, you got to get a map win on the board, see how they rebound to a loss, at least push them to the brink. Because so far it's been smooth sailing, and when, you know, we were winning map after map, now 5 in a row for FaZe, it doesn't really matter. Like, they just have to be tested. Empire they got to get one map win on the board. They got to.
Yeah, they got to slow things down. They got to, you know, it's just what it is. Atlanta FaZe is, I mean, they're frying. They're breaking the setups, and you know, I guess maybe at times in Call of Duty, a way to sort of make it feel like you're playing at a faster rate than really what you are is really behind playing. You know, kind of putting the opponents in a tough position time and time again. But that's sort of the difficult part, is you have to beat some of these guys in 1v1 gunfights, and they just haven't been able to do that. And I'm gonna, you know, I guess if you look at what's coming up next in Garrison Control, at least you have more repetitions. I think Atlanta FaZe is 3-1, Dallas Empire is 2-1. So I think you're going to a map now where you're feeling a little bit more comfortable.
Certainly, and God, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I think if you're Empire, I guess my thought is, you know, if this was a best of 5, right? If you're down 0-2, yes, we've seen some reverse sweeps, but it's a terrifying hole to be in. It's not as bad here in the sense of, like, it's a best of 9. You have to win 5 maps. So 0-2, I guess, doesn't look as scary there. It's like one positive you can take away from it. But obviously, map by map, that hole gets a little bit deeper. But you're by no means, no stretch out of this series yet. It's just tough to look at the positives considering, you know, these first 2 maps and the winner's bracket final.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They've already lost 5, actually. And
yeah,
so it is 5 mods now. Like, they just haven't been able to get anything going, even on their map picks in the first best of 5. So, yeah, it's tough. It feels like it's getting away from them. I guess this is where you look for, like, you know, you have Crim on your team. He's been in some situations before where he's had to come from the losers bracket and win a final. He's got to be that vocal leader. They got to take these breaks when they can and just try to mentally reset.
Yeah, I think the pressure even more so on Crim this year to be that guy, because, you know, last year with 5v5 and you had Clay on the team, we just saw the run that NYSL went on, and, you know, Clay, regardless of the situation, he's going to bring that hype, that passion. The comms are going to be there. He's going to be the M-game leader, and Crim can do that, obviously. He's the winningest player ever, but there is more pressure on him now with Clay out of the picture.
100%, but I think so, but also, I mean, we've heard, like, Huke in the comms. I think they've built a system. Like, I think he will help them because we've gone from 5v5 to 4v4, and, you know, maybe the pace slows down a bit and he can try to explain to these guys, but the system that they've built, especially last year, and that culture will stay there. That system, the Dallas Empire culture, is there. You know, you have Rambo to help him out. A little bit different for Clay because he's got to set it up all by himself again.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely true. They're very different scenarios. I'm more to spent the fact that, you know, he's not there anymore, I think. But you're right. When we do go to the listen-in sometimes, it surprises us sometimes how vocal Huke is, especially with the numbers he's putting up, because sometimes when we've seen individual superstars and they're really frying on the map, they usually don't have the most comms because they're just locked in, dialed in. They're worried about their individual gunfight, just going at it. But he's had the ability to do both. I just think maybe right now it's maybe a little bit harder for him to do both, just considering the matchup.
Yeah, 100%. It sounds like we're getting game number 3 underway. So Garrison Control, again, Dallas Empire, a solid control map for them. They're sitting at 2-1, but Atlanta FaZe 3-1. And we just saw Garrison. You're going to be looking at those XM4s. So Arcitys, Cellium going up against iLLeY and Crim, who can win the matchups to allow players like aBeZy, Simp, Shotzzy, and Huke to sort of get into bricks and cause mayhem.
We'll keep an eye on that battle throughout the course of it, but yeah, I see we're joining the match now, so should be ready to go here in just a moment. And FaZe keep on rolling. or to Empire get rolling back into this? Actually, I was just informed that unfortunately I think there was a connectivity issue for one of the players, so I believe we are waiting another minute here to get rolling back into it. So apologies again for the delay. We're trying to get in. It's a best of 9. It's going to be a long evening ahead of us. We want to get to the matches as badly as you guys do. Just unfortunately, it's going to take another minute.
Yeah, Maven is doing everything he can. He basically has 6 hands. He's controlling the lobby. He's doing all this over here on social. The man can do it all.
I'm very talented. We'll be back as quickly as we can. Sorry for the delays. Be right back after this break. Welcome back. I believe controller issue resolved, and I see everyone joining into the lobby. I've heard it is ready, so crossing my fingers, we are good to go. But slight delay here. If anything, maybe it helps Empire get a chance to kind of regain after losing 5 straight maps. Maybe you cool off FaZe a little bit. I don't know that's the case since they sat and waited for 1 match to play and still came out firing, but I'm looking for anything here, Joe.
Yeah, I know. We're trying to dig deep here. I guess one good thing we just saw a few seconds ago, they're laughing, they're smiling, so trying to refocus, get a map win on the board, and who knows what happens there. Again, one of the keys is just try to fluster Atlanta FaZe a little bit. Try to make them to make those mistakes and take advantage of it. There's those records once again. We'll see if Empire can do it, because so far, it hasn't seemed that way.
Yeah, it's been too easy. Like, is FaZe playing really well? Absolutely. Or have they been fundamentally sound? Absolutely. But you have to try your best to disrupt that. I know it's not an easy thing to do, but the flow has seemed just too good for FaZe in all modes so far. A chance now, maybe to disrupt that flow. It's a big map for Empire.
Starting on the offensive side, and a couple of times when we've casted that first offense, you're able to put it on the board and really change things. But yeah, Crim getting a team kill doesn't help, but following that up with 3 of your own does. And well, there's another one, but Shotzzy was just so weak from that trade, so you're gonna have 1 player on and B. But that was Crim, and he immediately gets taken out. So yeah, maybe if you don't have those 2 team kills, you're in a much better spot.
Well, it turned out better than it could have. I mean, the fact they got the 3 next kills, yeah, that was big. But yeah, the first thing I saw was the team kill. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. That's how this starts, considering how things have been going. iLLeY tried to play from the site, will fall. 3 players from Empire drop. The 4th will be Shotzzy as he drops as well. And now you've got some pretty great forward position and map control of your FaZe.
Cellium getting set up, gonna try and take him down, and then you have Simp and aBeZy in your face. aBeZy rocking that XM4 for right now, puts some shots in, switches over to the 74U. Hello, iLLeY. What's tough about Garrison offense is if your first or second push does not go well, if you do not pause that clock quickly, you are out of time. Cellium on a 5 spree, 20 seconds left. 3 members go down. We'll see if iLLeY can get to this point, but he's gonna be all by himself.
Well, it starts out with a team nade, and it doesn't get much better from there. And they scramble to the point in the closing moments. Cellium lines up 2. aBeZy's got the position, and it's a quick round. You're barely even on the objective there if you're Empire.
Yeah, you were on it for a couple of seconds. I think Crim, from this spot where Cellium is, I think he peaked the defensive spawn when he was on it. I think he was just trying to catch him. People maybe, rotating towards him, but he got taken down, and it was just, all Atlanta FaZe. They did not give up map control. This has to be a solid defense. We're looking for something. Give us a round win on a defense.
Yeah, no, this is where...
It feels real one-sided, maybe. That's because it is.
I mean, you've lost 5 straight maps. You got smoked in the round 1. I need to hear the intensity from the guys. Empire have got to bring it. They've got to bring it right now. Let's go to an Astro listening with Empire.
One guy's a plat. They're plat. Last guy. We got him both.
Last guy.
Yo, he's still there.
One shot. Weak.
Well played.
One shot now.
I'm ignoring him. I have all the pipes. Okay.
I'm looking big doing shit.
Yeah, he's still plat.
One's bottom floating dead.
Right side plat. Needed it?
Yeah.
I'm flying at plat. Do it. Plat, one bullet. One bullet. He's small. So. He's close to streets, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, one's back left.
Yeah, he's close to streets.
I got one big door. 3 went left.
Floating hurt. Cell plat dead.
Oh, nice.
Huge. I'm this one.
We missed it. It's aBeZy.
Back right. Back right. Oh, don't die. Stagger, guys.
Yo, garage. He's going deep left.
He's going small as well.
I don't think he knows
Yeah, deep left.
Got one.
You're gonna be piped.
Bottom
mid.
Bottom mid, I don't see him. Yeah, BD one bullet, bottom mid. He ran underground. I don't see him underground. Yo, he's middle.
One shot flat.
Heavy play kills, 13 seconds.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Well, you're answering back with a great defense so far if you're Empire, Joe.
Yeah, you absolutely are, and I loved hearing that from iLLeY. Just said stagger their push. They went 2 down when they had map control. He's like, just get 1 or 2. Make them slow it down. There's that defensive round win we were looking for. They don't let Atlanta FaZe take control of this map. And you're just seeing how difficult it could be on offense on Garrison.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, they were similar, right? Like, you get a 3 or 4 down situation for the defensive side. You're able to push up and apply pressure to the offensive spawn, and it's just takes so much time to get out of that position. So well played defensively from both teams. We'll see who can improve on offense first.
But you heard it there towards the end of the listen. I think they're just playing kills. They want kills. You have the most kills after 4 rounds. You get that 5th round defense, which can be so important on maps like Garrison, on Checkmate. Both teams going to be playing for that if we even go that far. If Dallas can try to make this one a little bit closer on offense.
Well, aBeZy was waiting to pounce, but iLLeY will line it up. Cellium, one-on-one win on one side, aBeZy on the other. And again, here you go, 3 down. The last guy up is Shotzzy. Just to allow them to move up the map. But Shotzzy at least like making sure the pressure maybe can't be as significant as it could have been. But there's still such a forward presence from FaZe.
Yeah, they have top green control. Cellium has been just a beast throughout this series, and especially on Garrison. Had 11 kills in map number 2. I think he's leading the way for his team here in map 3. aBeZy on another 4 spree. He'll be trying to play for those streaks. That's 5 in a row now. Make it 6. Okay. He's 1 or 2 away from getting full, and then you can use those streaks to win an offense. Maybe put the map away.
We'll stick with aBeZy. See if he can get the streaks. Peekaboo, here I am. Artillery earned. Will not get the second, but does get the artillery. And yeah, it has just been lockdown defense from both teams. 11 life advantage for FaZe.
Look at the kills, too. I mean, Dallas, you obviously have to win this D, but in the back of your mind, it's sort of, okay, what can we do on offense when we get to a round 5? Because I mean, it is one-sided when it comes into the kill column.
Well, you only got, what, 5 kills in that round?
I don't even know. Yeah, no,
and it wasn't that much different in the first either. So yeah, it's looking like it should be a 5th round defense for FaZe if it gets there, barring some incredible round here from Empire, where they just completely torched them. But yeah, I just don't know how doable it is. And if it is a 5th round defense for FaZe and you have that streak to work with, that just one more tool in the kit.
Temp even has 5 in a row. I mean, he has the opportunity maybe to earn some more. Trying to spot what he can spot. Maybe with how slow they're playing, Dallas know this. Huke, he's going to win a big one. RC's and Cellium, though, they're going to get onto that B zone, stop the clock. Huke trying to stay alive, but aBeZy gets into this position inside of bricks, and this is where he can really make some plays on the map. The last player up is going to be Crim top green. Trying to do what he can, but you're going to have players on both zones, and Simp gets taken down. That's
Someone
true.
got progress on his own!
Yes, they did. They might get one, too.
They might. It's not been easy to do, but Simp winning it on one side. 2 line up for him, hitting the shots. 3 are going to be down, and they're doing it on both fronts. Progress on both points. B going to get done and completed by Cellium. All the forces from Empire trying to push through. A streak does come in. aBeZy's artillery will take 1 out of the mix. Arcitys just trying to finesse. Keep them on the zone. Just 1 more tick is needed. The recentering is there. Cellium apparently has streaks as well, and that is done. FaZe close it out on offense. They win it 3-1. Up 3-0 in the best of 9. They keep on cruising.
I don't even know what I'm watching. I really don't. How many close series we've had all year? Even at Kickoff Classic, right? Wasn't there like 4 game 5s? I mean, you and I have casted some bangers, and this is just like a different level of domination. It really is. Like, I don't know. I mean, you talk about maybe them being the best team in the game right now. You're seeing it here.
Well, and I think that's the way we felt about kind of Empire at the end of last year. It just seemed like they were a step ahead.
Yeah,
but they were
the game
like
better than
everyone
up.
else.
This is
true. And that's what's going to be interesting. I mean, assuming with this 3-0 lead, let's say FaZe can close it out. I mean, we're going to find out if this is a case of, you know, they're a little bit more advanced in the fundamentals and they've learned the way to play the game a little bit faster than other teams. And if people are going to catch up and make it more competitive, I don't know. It just looks so absurd right now. They are so dominant against another strong team. Cellium 17-5 that map. I mean, everyone putting in numbers, but to the Empire fans out there, I'm sure this has been hard to watch.
I mean, there's not really much that you and I can really dig for in terms of a narrative. I mean, there's nothing. I don't know what is happening. Dallas has to do something, and they got to do it quick.
I have no idea. Rambo Ray, if you're there, the coach, you need to give the greatest mid-series speech in the history of speeches. I'm talking like the President Independence Day speech. It's got to be something out of this world to get the boys fired up because FaZe are just going off. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what they need, man, but something, please. I want to have us a final here in FaZe up 3-0, looking to run away with it. We continue on after the break. Welcome back. The Major 1 final. We're going to take a look at some of the overall KD ranks and where these players sit. And, well, everyone's been performing. I mean, the one guy that I think you talked about a couple days ago needed to maybe step up, even though they're winning, was Arcitys. And I think he's been improving massively over this stretch of the weekend.
Yeah, no, I mean, in terms of his major KD, this is probably over the stage. It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But over the major, the 2 matches they played, he has been phenomenal. And obviously, this team has been perfect.
You know, there's been nights where whether we're recording our Hard Points podcast or I've streamed at night and played with Crowder, like as he's fresh, you know, the coach of FaZe, fresh coming off of scrims, and he's just pissed at times. He's like, I'm tired of these kids bullshit. Like, he goes off on a rant to me about how he's just hammering the fundamentals and he won't take any crap in scrims. Like, when they start to goof off, like last year, he said the comms would get really lazy and the practice wouldn't be as serious as it needed to be. Like, they have really, really worked hard to hammer that in, and it's showing.
Yeah, now again, the veto process in the best of 9, because they came from winners, it heavily favored them early on. We get to a checkmate hardpoint where it's a little bit different now, where you have a hardpoint where maybe it's a little bit more equal. Both teams on checkmate 1-1. Dallas, they're spawning on that good side. Is this the one? I'm going for it, maybe. Is this it?
Well, speaking of what you said, yeah, like this is where you could have a shift in the series, right? Like that whole ban, like the veto advantage you had. Now a little bit less of a conversation, maybe. You need to start off hot. You need to start off strong. Maintain those spawns for second. Contest as best you can at first. Like, a good start would be great. You still have Arcitys, though, like already lurking towards the second hard point, just trying to get a crossfire in.
There's the fight for the control. 3 go down. They're going to find some early time. They're going to control spawns for next. We're going to be rotating to the right side of your mini-map. There's still time for FaZe to ruin this, to disrupt this setup. And get those kills, then push on through, maybe flip those spawns. That's what they're going to try and do right now. aBeZy and Arcitys going to open things up. Crim, Shotzzy, iLLeY trying to slow things down.
And so far, you're in a good spot. You got the most time in first. You held the spawns for second for your Empire. There's a chance now to take a significant lead. FaZe at times can be a break-heavy team, and they find breaks when they don't make any sense. You just can't let it happen here. You've got to hold.
Yeah, on board with our game-fueled featured player aBeZy. This is the guy who usually starts the breaks. To find that first kill, he's going to be in our entry player. Does have to slow down. Look at the minimap. Simp is sort of moving towards the front. We've seen that from time to time. aBeZy plays his life. Continues to do so. This allows his team to get going. One more bullet, and he takes Crim down there. But Dallas Empire, they're holding on, have a 40-point lead.
There you go. This is what you needed. Great start from Empire. They'll lock down all the time there at second, and they're going to get up to what, like a 70 or so point advantage. Perfect from them out the gate with the good side spawn. But now we get the 3rd and 4th, where obviously you can swing back toward FaZe's side, but you couldn't ask for much more right now if you're Empire, at least through the first 2 points.
Now that's exactly what you needed. Everybody playing well right now on this map. Blowing Simp down. And that's what is sort of different with checkmate. I think in more traditional maps, usually you follow a sort of money hill up by another money hill. Right? If you look at like a raid or a Moscow, it's different here. You go from 1 and 2 to 3 where it's very contest heavy. It's hard to get a clean hit.
Well, Huke just got 2 big kills though on the other side of the map. He gets 2 big ones. He flips the spawns. Huke maybe now heating up. That's going to be 4 in a row for him. 8 and 4. Spawns on the left side now for Empire. Time inside the point, and you've only got 10 points on the board if you're FaZe. Empire, finally, some life.
Doing a fantastic job. They're getting this scrap time, controlling the tempo, and this is what I needed. You needed that slaying. You see that kill feed. When you're slaying this way, you get the setups you want. Makes the game feel a lot quicker for the opposing team. Like they kind of have to go. iLLeY on a 5 spree. You saw him before this map started. It felt like he was giving a speech. He was trying to fire everybody up. Shotzzy gets taken out, but up to a 130-point lead.
They're blowing it wide open. This is exactly what they needed. The gun's getting hot. They close out this map and give us a series. Still a ton of time to go, but the lead is just massive right now for Empire. FaZe will finally get into the point. Like literally through what, 3.5 hard points. They had like 10 points. So finally, you're getting something going. But yeah, the slang, which you put in the key to victory, like it's just got to be there. It's got to be better, disrupt the flow, and they're doing it right now. Simp, who has been just an MVP form, especially in this matchup and well all year long, 3-11. So Simp getting smoked. That's what you want to see if you're an Empire fan. And everybody else on the other side of it, they're getting it rolling.
Yeah, but this is where Atlanta FaZe can get back into it. We're going to the 5th hill. Last hill on this first rotation. Start to earn some time. Atlanta FaZe, they're able to flip those spawns into 4th, but iLLeY hanging on. He's got the help of Huke, who's able to push on up. So nobody's really been able to get on the hill from Atlanta FaZe. Huke doing a fantastic job, but Simp and aBeZy going to slow things down. Arcitys was on that 5 spree, but he's immediately traded. And you'll take this if you Dallas. You don't have the spawns, but you've already wasted 20 of their seconds.
Yeah, it kept them out of the point for the most part. A team kill, I think, gets another player out of the hard point. So, yeah, they've made it scrappy in that ease that it's looked like at times in the various modes. It has not been there for FaZe. Spot on from Empire. They break through the front. Simp trying to hold on through the backside, but they've maintained this 100-point lead. We'll get ready to get into our second set of rotations, and Empire still holding on to that right side of the map. They're in a good spot to put this game away.
Yeah, this has to be a hill for Atlanta FaZe. We're going to get early control. aBeZy and Cellium get that trade. They're inside of it. They're down 100 points. An opportunity, though. We've seen a lot of big swings on Checkmate, and it's because of these next 2 hills. Cellium still controlling the plane with his teammates. iLLeY trying to work the opposite side on another streak, up to 16-10. Now he's on the contest.
Keep the contest, keep the spawns, because they did so well in the opening of this game. iLLeY getting damage into just about everybody, but not finishing the kills. The finisher, though, it's going to be Shotzzy. He'll take down 2. Little bait and switch with Huke, and 3 fall. There's the full clearance. 20 seconds left on the hard point. And again, pristine position for Empire.
You don't have anybody on the time right now. Shotzy's playing a bit of a lurk role. Just doesn't want them to get a lot of in-map position while we go in a second. I'm going to pick that on up, and there we go. They slow that push down. With 5 seconds left, they're going to be spawning all the way out on the opposite side. On another 5 spree as a team, we take a look at aBeZy here, our game-fueled featured player, but he's just been getting shut down as all of Atlanta FaZe's checkmate has been controlled by the Empire.
Yeah, I mean, he's around even, but really, I mean, who's getting shut down is Simp. 8-17 now. Not having the impact. We talked about kind of that Simp versus Huke. Look at Huke. 20-10. He was on 5 in a row, but our game field feature player, guess what? You're getting shot in the back as soon as you try to push through the container. 190 on the board for Empire, and what a map win this could be. You lose 5 straight, but if you can come in here, and you said the way you bring it back is maybe a big moment, a big blowout, something to get it going. They've got the blowout in the cards right now. But a couple players do spawn out from Empire, a chance to break on in for FaZe.
Yeah, but actually for Dallas, you're going to flip them out. This kind of works with 15 seconds left. You're going to give them the back spawns because guess what? We're going to the bottom of the plane up next. Cellium, well, he's going to get him out of that. He's going to find 3 kills. And hey, you can play perfect Call of Duty, but sometimes individual plays, they will bail you out. But Huke and Crim respond with one of their own. So that will be 3 down. Dallas in the hill.
And they can win it here. Typically a scrappy point, but we've seen teams improving at getting large chunks of time out of this insane hard point. And they've got them spawning out. They've got them spawning deep. 20 seconds to go now for their first map victory in this final. And look at the shots coming in from Huke, Shotzzy, and iLLeY. Everybody dropped again from FaZe. Empire lighting it up right now.
Are we going to get a final, maybe? We might be. We might be getting a final.
We might. I'm just hoping this is all they needed. Just one map to believe in themselves and really get rolling. Just shut down FaZe. Finally, over the course of this championship Sunday. And just, I mean, you just go for the throat here. Close it out as fast as you can. Don't let FaZe get any kind of rally. I mean, yes, the win for them now seems impossible, if not improbable on this map, but don't allow them to make any kind of rally. Just close this game out as quickly as you can. Stay hot.
They're trying to get that push in. Huke maybe trying to work the plane side, and he's able to take down Cellium. So now they can start that pinch. Able to find his second. iLLeY's going to take one down. Now it's just a 1v1 on the hill. Can Huke get his third of his life? He can. 29 and 15, double positive. This is what we've been seeing last month from this man. 7 more seconds needed for Dallas Empire to get on the board.
They're going to win it here. They're spawning out if you're FaZe. Huke finally drops the nuke and Empire dominate in the map 4. They take it 250 to 104 and finally signs the life from the Empire camp, and maybe that's enough to get them going to this matchup.
Yeah, maybe. And now you know it's 3-1. But I think the next game is key, maybe, because we're going to game 5 of Search and Destroy. Whereas there only been one loss for Atlanta FaZe. It's been in Search. They're 9-1. So for Empire to really swing that momentum back maybe into their favor, they have to win this one.
Can they get the W? Shot of Crim. You got to be feeling a little bit better now. I mean, it's still a long road ahead of you, obviously. You need to win 4 straight maps, or 4 more maps, but you get 1 done, and that just has to be massive. And what I was saying, like, what, a map or 2 ago, like, it's just you gotta at least test FaZe. You gotta beat them once and test them, make them show some resilience, some ability to bounce back, and now you do just that. It is a blowout, and look at the numbers coming out of the Empire side of it. They were slaying, they were flying, they were frying.
And that's what we've seen. It's balanced effort. Everybody with over 20, everyone around 4,000 damage, putting the work in. They controlled it right from the get-go. The only time that might get a little bit scary for Dallas Empire is if they lose like that first setup, right? And that, you know, maybe it's a tied game after the first 3 hills, but it wasn't. They kept control, had the spawn side that they wanted. They got 2 hills in a row, and there we go. You see it at our Astro social soundboard. Dallas is like regaining. Atlanta FaZe is like, hey, what's going on here?
Yeah, I think that's how all of us were feeling. But what a map victory it was. And I think just the way in which they won it, if it was a nail-biting finish or a close match, it's a little bit different. But you come out and you fry. And Huke is just like, all right, I can do this against FaZe. He goes double positive and completely dominates the map. But Joe, you're absolutely spot on. This 5th map, the Search and Destroy, huge for Empire. Can they keep it going? Can they give us an incredible final? We'll find out after the break.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. 2021 season with a statement after 3-0 over the LA Thieves.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Major 1 final. Your maps and modes and how it's played out. Well, maybe step 1 done for Empire. You get a map victory, but at least for Joe and I's POV, I mean, the hard points were the ones that were somewhat competitive the first couple they played. Empire pull it out. Where they have been dominated is in the search and destroy. You're at a point now because you go in an 0-3 hole, you're going to have to win 2 search and destroys. You need to get a search victory somewhere. I think it has to happen here, considering, you know, you go down 1-4, go to Moscow. How do they do it, Joe?
Well, I mean, it's going to be pretty difficult. I mean, Atlanta is 3-0 on this map. And here's a look from Game 2, Garrison, Search and Destroy, Cellium. A great game from him. The whole team, really. But yeah, that's really been it. They've dominated. And when we've looked at Moscow Search and Destroy, the map we're going into, a lot of it is around sort of the entry players, the submachine gun players that find the openings, because those are the early rotators. So once again, who are we going to be looking at in search? No surprise, it's going to be aBeZy and his impact.
Yeah, this is a lot different than a Garrison or a Checkmate. You're looking for those ARs to get the picks. Yes, it can happen, but more often than not, it's been your aBeZy, your TJ, those type of players that have taken over and had unreal performances on this map in Search and Destroy. So, Huke, aBeZy, Shotzzy, like who's going to find those early kills to really turn the tides?
Yeah, and I think when we saw Dallas play OpTic, and OpTic was able to win that 6-2. But it was very uncharacteristic from Dallas. They were just sort of running, especially on defense, into a very slow hold from OpTic. We'll see if they made some adjustments from that loss. Atlanta, they probably studied that film. We'll see what they'll do on this first attack. But there was a lot of times where Shotzzy or Huke was trying to work the flank, and I mean, they just got blooded.
Yeah, let's see for both teams what adjustments can be made as they work with the coaching group and VOD review to get set up for success. But it'll be Simp with bomb inside of mid. Cellium, we see him do this all the time, just kind of hop this wall, get what information he can. And aBeZy, I think, is just lurking statue side window. Now the gunfights are going to start. Simp, there's the first blood. Not an easy one, but he gets away with it.
Yeah, I mean, Huke's in a bit of an off angle there, but when you don't have bottom middle control, they're going to be able to see him. You see bomb rotating, but that's a big kill by Crim. Onto aBeZy, the point man. We're into a 3-on-3. On one side, it's a 2v2. On the other, it's a 1v1. Is Cellium and Shotzzy are trying to find each other, but this is going to be a rotation. This is either going to be really good or really bad for Shotzzy. He's going to get one. Is he going to be ready for it? No, but at least he gets one, right? He allows this to be a 2v2 for his team.
But they read it. They expect the quick rotation. They read it correctly. Now on iLLeY in a 1 versus 2, but they got to get this bomb planted. And Simp's going to get caught. Now 1 versus 1. iLLeY against Arcitys. Time a tick in. Arcitys gets the angle, and FaZe take round 1.
Yeah, I think just a little too quick from Crim there. It's okay if they get that plant down. I think he's got to wait for his teammate. Crim, what he's doing in this situation is trying to catch them on the bomb. He doesn't want bomb to be planted. But you can just see there is just a big gap between him and iLLeY. I don't know what the comms were like, but he was just like, all right, I got to stop him from planting.
Yeah, and for the other side, there was no thought of the bomb. They were just like, they're rotating, let's catch them. And that's exactly what happened. So Simp, huge round 1. He's able to get 3. But it's a wild one. All comes down to a 1-on-1. Now offense to Empire. iLLeY going to be playing a kind of similar position to what we saw Cellium doing, as I'm sure he'll be doing kind of that wall hop and check. Just spotting for information and hoping not to get gamed.
He's just getting team shot. Wow, even reach Al's that. Here comes the pressure. And that pressure, that information, that might mean go time. They're going to back away from this. Dallas may not overextend themselves too much, but Arcitys, he's all by his lonesome. So he's like, all right, I'm going to wait for everyone to come on back. And with that stun inside, aBeZy's like, all right, I'm going to check this. Now they know it's going to be a B hit. Immediately, though, the bomb goes down. We're going to be on to a 4v4 retake.
And really, they've got one man still kind of playing deep, watching for the rotation. That's iLLeY. So you've got a chance here where you've got a bit of numbers. Well, the read is there. Cellium gets one. Insta trade on through. aBeZy hits the shots as well. Simp then flying through the window. Gets the kill onto iLLeY as well. I believe, 5 kills now for Simp. And another round victory there for FaZe is they play for information. The patience is there. They're cool with the bomb plant. They'll play the retake scenario. And they do it great.
Yeah, they pick up the pinch. You're hoping Huke gets the second kill on the diffuser. That would slow things down into a 2v2. But they're worried that the bomb's being defused because they basically gave up all positioning inside of B. They all backed out. Atlanta FaZe kind of figured that out. So it's just an information game. All right, they're not here. Watch the flank, right? Somebody pick it up. Shotzzy flies in. He doesn't expect that. Huke able to trade that, but then he has to go and check the bomb defusal. And then he gets caught.
Well, it's a fast hit this time from FaZe. Straight onto A they go. First blood from Simp. The hot streak continues. Now out to 6-1 as he'll take the trophy down as well. iLLeY, though, from bottom Eskies, he's able to take the gunfight. So down to a 3 versus 3. Bomb not planted quite yet. Cellium gets aggressive, and what a one-on-one win that is. Simpton pushes through. 4 in a row for him. It's a 1-on-2 now for iLLeY. Can he get this down to a 1-on-1? He's been spotted. He's been caught. Cellium gets it done, and I'll tell you what, that aggressive play on 1-on-1 win from Cellium was massive.
It's just that they're reading the map so well right now, Atlanta FaZe. They know exactly what they want to do when they get to a certain situation where the bomb is, right? Do they want to go for the plant? No, let's get aggressive. Dallas is going to probably be coming through. They catch them. And then, yeah, it always helps when, you know, guys are winning their 1-on-1s. We even saw it with Simp with the opener on the Huke. Now Simp up to 7-1.
This is just where you've been dominated throughout the matchup is in the search. You're in a big hole again. You need a round win, and aBeZy not going to let it happen. First blood in, second one drops, all onto Crim so quickly, and Simp is just going to be soaring towards him. Bye-bye, Crim. Simp gets another one. FaZe just making it look so easy in Search and Destroy.
You're just seeing what makes it so difficult to beat Atlanta FaZe in a series. They don't really have a weakness. If they had a weakness, it was their mistakes last year in respawns. In Search and Destroy right now, they are a step ahead. Whatever this team is doing, other teams need to figure it out with their preparation because they are just on point.
4-0 now as the stretch for Simp continues. An MVP candidate last year, but he watched it go to Shotzzy. They lost in that World Championship final. Now just trying to punish him. But Huke, what can he do? Kind of playing from this brick side, looking for an opener. And you've got the stack there at A. If you're Empire, their full rotation is starting to come in, I think, from FaZe. It looks like they're going to go for this hit.
Both players, aBeZy and iLLeY, kind of the island players, trying to see if there's anything on the flank. But as you said, it's all going to be A. Shotzy's going to be the first man up. Maybe they just want Dallas Empire to overthink, to think that they're going to rotate to B. But iLLeY's locking that down. iLLeY is making sure. iLLeY spots one. Okay, so iLLeY spots aBeZy. You see what that does to Crim. Crim's like, should I help them? Should I not? He kind of stutters, and this opens up a flank. aBeZy finds it. Look at this read again. There's the first one. They have 15 seconds left, though. They have to go. They have to work the bomb plant. iLLeY, they avoid him entirely, and he was the man on the island. He's still the man on the island in a 1v4.
Well, Island, iLLeY seems very lonesome. As it's now a 5-0 lead for FaZe. The read to go back through mid, hit the cut, hit the flank, and the dominance continues.
Just how smart is that? aBeZy knows as soon as he sees iLLeY on the platform, iLLeY's like, all right, I'm going to back up to B. Right? He's like, okay, this might be a B hit. Crim's like, I'm gonna just stay A. I don't want to get caught on rotation. If it is an A hit or if it's a fake, I'm going to stay here. Because he only saw one player, so Crim stays. iLLeY's not watching their flank. He's worried about the B push through. It's the information game, and FaZe, they are just ahead of that.
5 in a row for Simp. 4 in a row for aBeZy. Tiny, Tear, Dominance. Here in our 5th map of this best of 9. Now, can they find a round? They will inch forward, try to get this bomb down. Shotzzy will go for the plant, but here comes FaZe. And they'll have a 4-on-3 for a second because Crim.
Oh, I think aBeZy got up again. Okay, no, there was a timing there where he got up, but the nade connects. He still finds a kill. This will start off the skirmish towards A.
Here goes the rest of the skirmish. iLLeY, nice shots. Able to get a pick. Puts them into a 3 versus 2. Huke adds on to that. Cellium now, 1 versus 3. Can't get out. An Empire, they'll get around.
They get around. Again, in sort of the middle of the map, it was aBeZy playing for information. Crim was watching the flank. He was worried about middle. He was worried about his flank. He throws a nade. I think it hits. You know, that weakens aBeZy up just a bit. Allows that trade to come in. Then they can work the bomb site in that 3v3. One round at a time. And it's been so fun to watch Atlanta FaZe. They kind of had a mid to A. Then they slowed things down. They went to B. Right? And then that last round, they just like kind of completely stopped until the final 20 seconds or so. This time they go right back to A. It's another fast hit.
And they're just going to go for the fast plant. We just saw Empire do it on the other side of it. They'll get this bomb down quickly. iLLeY will take some shots, but the bomb is down. They're able to back up and now play their spots. Now, number 1 in Arcitys, I thought he was going to get caught for a second, but he just gets away with his life. Just able to avoid the nade, and here goes the flurry of fights. The trades, though, there for FaZe. Advantage still the FaZe. Can Shotzzy be the difference maker? Did he stick him? Thought for a second it might have connected. Huke, though, through on the flank, hits the shots. Arcitys, though, with the angle. Huke now, 1 versus 2. 15 seconds to go. Cellium lying in wait, gets the final kill, and it's a 6-1 search win for FaZe. Now up 4-1 in this best of 9. 1 map away from being crowned the champs.
Even that last round, Arcitys, I don't know if he spotted both of them or if he just, you know, he got hit by 2 nades. But he gives the call out, there's 2 on the flank. Immediately, Atlanta FaZe is like, all right, let's push on through. Let's take their side. They get the 2 kills. They give themselves the man advantage. I'll tell you what, babe, there is no better feeling in the world than sort of out-reading a team in search and destroy. And Atlanta FaZe has been doing a ton of that.
Yeah, they really have. No, I wasn't even like looking at the gunfights about to go down the bomb. I was just watching Arcitys arrow. Okay, I saw the two flying at him. I was like, he's gonna get caught. I was thinking it the whole time, but he gets out. Just barely gets out with like 60 HP as they soar at him. Simp, 9 and 3 out of him. But yeah, the information game, the mind games. FaZe, every advantage. They are just clearly the better search team right now.
1,000%. It was it 10-1 now is their search and destroy record. And they just have such a good idea of exactly what they want to do on the map. It's their only loss. It's the Toronto Ultra loss on Raid, where the one time it was like, man, they kind of got outplayed. But I haven't seen that in a while.
No, you certainly haven't, especially within the course of this best of 9. But 4-1 to FaZe on the brink of a $200,000 prize purse. Just 1 more map. Some vengeance for the loss of the World Championship last year. The series continues on. It's a best of 9. Maybe some life still in Empire. We'll find out after the break. Hello and welcome back. Before we get into our next map, we're going to take a look at the overall tournament bracket and how we got to this point. I know there are some of you out there that might just hop in to check out the finals, maybe new to COD Esports. This is how we got here. The road to get to the tournament final. As you can see there on the right, FaZe up 4-1 over Empire in this best of 9. They just need one more map. And as much as I want this to go the distance and see Empire make a run, the problem is there's still some search and destroy to be played in this series.
There sure is. But yeah, they got to get there first. But here's a look at a matchup between Cellium and Shotzzy. And Cellium right now in that flex position, having such a good match. And I guess for Shotzzy, I mean, pretty solid considering they're down 4-1 and some of them they've been bullied.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Yeah, no, this is one of those series that you look at overall stats and it kind of skews your numbers a little bit because you just get fried in some maps. But we're going to be going to raid control. You know, thinking of Empire, we obviously saw that heroic comeback against NYSL. Raid control probably been my favorite control to watch and commentate, as it can have some insane moments.
Oh, 100%. I think it's just one of those maps where your offensive team can win. But we did see this one in the winners bracket final, and it was a 3-0 to Atlanta FaZe. So they are 2-0 on this map. Dallas Empire 2-2 overall. See if they can make any adjustments. But yeah, it was a stomping earlier today.
What stood out for you the most that maybe Empire could fix this go around?
Well, I think defensively they had like a good minute, right? And then there was like those 6 kills in a row, but it was offensively. They just could not break the setup of Atlanta FaZe. And I'm really going to be looking at the mid-map control for Atlanta FaZe on their defense. We'll see what adjustments they make, but there's a good start for FaZe. That's 4
Yeah, everyone gets dropped. You're already pushing forward into top laundry. Progression on A. You have Simp set up inside a kitchen. This is everything you could want in an opening from Atlanta FaZe. He's just snapping on his teammates at this point. Simp is ready to go. Another gunfight win, I thought for a moment, but Crim finesses his life. But Simp still around kitchen, getting the key kills. You already have a 7 life advantage if you're FaZe. Point A is already done. You've got 210 to work with. 6 in a row for Simp. Empire are getting bodied.
Yes, they are. I was going to say, what do you do here if you're Dallas? Do you just give up A early on? And they send some control. They wanted to get kitchen control, whatever it was. But they finally did something, and now they went 4 dead again. And they are down 10 lives already.
And that's the issue. We've seen some teams win when you're down 10 lives, but there's 2 minutes to play. There's so much time. You can play a little TDM here, go for kills. Okay, that's a good moment for Empire. At least you get 3 straight kills or so. You at least get some map presence and information, a chance to bring it back. Nice shots there from iLLeY. Just try to slow it down, take a breath. Try to bring it back in this round because it got out of control really fast.
Yeah, and it still has. You're hoping Huke can make him play through the middle of the map. He's at least able to take down Simp, so that'll let his teammates know that everything's be coming towards the front. They cannot waste many lives like that. They need to stay alive in these positions. Only 8 lives remaining now. 1:15 on the clock. Huke is under them. Don't know if Cellium is ready. He's just going to be hanging out while his team tries to get courtyard control. Okay, Cellium coming up off spawn. And it looks like the rest of FaZe going to go for kitchen control. That's where they've been dominating. Why? Because you have Simp and aBeZy on your team. But iLLeY with a big 2-piece going to swing things in their favor.
Brought it back a bit. They were down 10 lives. Now it's just 5. But because you had 2 minutes and 10 seconds, there's still 45 seconds to go. They've got 2 pushed out. Look where number 8 is. Huke is all the way towards garage side, but aBeZy gets a big one. Gets them down to 6 lives. iLLeY is trying to avoid this nade, but here's going to come the pressure. They're going to soar on through. He's going to drop. Nice play there from Huke to maybe give him a chance. 5 lives for Empire, 8 lives for FaZe, 20 seconds to go. As bad as it started, it's how you finish. Can Empire hold on? There's 1 down, 2 down. They might get it done.
This is one of those rounds we were talking about. Can they clutch it out? Give them some momentum. Here comes the final push. Multiple members of FaZe. Oh, he didn't get on it. He was so
my
close.
God, I
think
thought they were gonna get on it.
aBeZy, I think mantled up. I think he mantled up maybe for a jump shot. I don't exactly know what happened. I mean, this was earlier in the round, but what a round from Dallas Empire to
my
recover,
God, they pull it
to
out.
slow things down. And I don't know if I'm Atlanta FaZe if I necessarily agree with that. I think if you have the lives, I think you just try to bully the front. Just get your trades out because they took, what, like 2 pushes through middle, 1 all the way towards back laundry. It just took too much time off the clock.
Yeah, I guess I just thought the whole time you had so much time that eventually it was going to come down to lives, but Empire did enough, made enough plays to keep them in it till the final seconds. And yeah, I thought FaZe was going to get on the point too, but they don't. And Empire, what a clutch, just considering how horrific that started. A massive defensive hold now from Empire. Just unreal scenes from the Empire side, and they're finding kills in rhythm now. Let's go to an Astro listen-in with Dallas Empire.
You saw that he's streaming top part. Porter.
One guy's gonna be pillaged.
Yo, right back.
Ramp to the top. Yo, outer, blue in. There's 2.
There's 2 there. Yeah,
I got 1 on me.
Got him. That's 2.
Should we
go beef?
Let's go.
Control kitchen.
Yeah, go.
Kitchen.
Yeah. Wait, yo, I'm gonna go around. Oh
yeah. We're already 3 kitchen.
You guys can go. I'll hold this. He's underneath money rock. My pinch. He's underneath me on time.
Nothing on the rock.
Yeah, let's go. I'm shouldering.
Nothing L. Oh, you might be close right. Maybe close right.
No, nothing.
They gave it up.
Yeah, they gave it up.
He's
Where is he?
underneath. They're gonna be repinching.
Yeah, top pool and bottom pool. They're all over pool.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna slow play these guys.
We kill one.
One guy's
Yeah,
basketball.
basketball.
On time, aBeZy. A little weak.
aLLeY, one
Alright, we're so alive in kills.
Yeah.
We're good.
I'm
We're
saying
still a lot
live
of time.
Yo, aBeZy, Elden.
Good job, Ender. Keep it up.
He's back basketball. 2
What's
back
up,
basketball right now.
I need a
Up
top
four now.
pool.
Yo, we looking to clear top pool.
I'm looking
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah.
I'm looking
I'm
bottom.
holding mid.
I'm waiting for
Middle
you
map
guys.
there.
Wait on, let's go. Wait, hold up. I'm not here.
He's there.
Hold my bottom.
I'm taking that, Matt.
Top.
Top.
Guy's in kitchen. He's on the ledge.
Dead.
Oh, man.
Tiki.
Yo,
That's gonna be kitchen on me.
Yo, come pull down.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a guy kitchen.
I gotta.
Coming off of that hot and insane round 1, Empire. Trying to do it, and it's Huke going off again. That's going to be everybody dead and onto the point. This could be a moment to take a 2-0 edge. As Huke just tries to push through, finesse as long as he can. The fact he takes down 1 is massive. They're still in position.
Yeah, he's just hoping to get to that corner before those spawns come in. He's able to stop that clock. They still have the life advantage. aLLeY wins another one-on-one, so he's going to again pause it. Allow his team to push up. Huke already off spawn. You have one player inside a kitchen. That's Shotzzy trying to get money room control. You would have loved that, but aBeZy takes him down. Almost to your second tick. Still going slow, and now with multiple dead, they might stack this. iLLeY is going to read this, and this should be a round win. Dallas Empire with that clutch up in round number 1, take a 2-0 edge.
Here we go, Empire. Back-to-back rounds. But yeah, you gotta feed off a round like that, round 1. Like just one of those where you just had no business winning it, and you clutch up and get it done. And it's another respawn where Huke seems to be finding that rhythm, just popping off. And I know the search hasn't been pretty, but as you said, you gotta get there first. And so far, so good in the control.
What's actually crazy, I think Huke, even in round 1, started off 0-6. He started off 0-6. I think he got to a point in the end of the first round, he was like 4-7 when things slowed down. And now he's up to 12-9. Yes, really. So it was not a great start. But it's a similar start on the defense where they go 4 dead.
Well, it doesn't seem to matter how fast FaZe get A or how much they have an advantage in the lives department. Empire might still be able to hold on. So we'll see if they throw any more bodies at this or if they're just going to give it up and get set up. That looks to be the game plan. Pushing up Zig is going to be iLLeY. He's going to drop, so that might make the transition here a little bit easier for FaZe. Down 0-2 in the map, and maybe they learned a little bit from their blunders in that first round.
Even if they lose kitchen control here, you can tell that's been a big point for both offenses. You at least, Crim was able to win his one-on-one. And basically, if Crim is able to control that power position, up top or down low, he can watch if they have control of money, if they fly out at the point. So they take care of that first. You know kitchen is a focal point for both of these teams. Now iLLeY and Shotzzy just trying to watch the cross. Shotzzy trying to go on a repinch. A player that just spawns up, able to get the melee off and hit the last shot.
Yeah, so as long as he remains up, you've got to worry about him. The focus can't even be on the objective. And then on the front side of it, Huke getting kills, getting out. Shotzzy picks up another one. Simp just can't get out of spawn because Shotzzy's having his way with him. And they're looking to close it out here. They got 3-0'd last time they played this, looking to answer with a 3-0 of their own. And it's Huke's turn now to lurk. Spawn side Arcitys picks it up though. Lives-wise, minor advantage for Empire, but we're under a minute left to play.
Yeah, but you and I both know sometimes on offense, it doesn't matter how many lives you have. It just takes one push, one stack, and that point goes up so quickly. FaZe finally regain some map control, but that's going to be 3 dead. aBeZy, the last one alive, make it 4. Only 35 seconds left. Simp just trying to get across the map. And maybe they won't expect him here to be in this position already. He might have found an opening.
I think he did, but unfortunately, his teammates are all dying. So we'll see how much it actually ends up mattering. 20 seconds to go. He takes some shots. Now position given up. Crim able to snap out of Tiki. Very little time to go, and everybody coming off a spawn. Just got to hold for 10 more seconds here. Huke, 5 in a row. The Chow in as well. 20 and 14 from Huke. 22 on the board from iLLeY. One player left, maybe with a chance to get on it. Not going to happen. Empire 3-0 in the control. And it's all about that round one. It reminds me of just a kind of a miracle round. They pull off against somebody like NYSL and they get hot behind that. Just insane stuff out of Empire as they're able to take another respawn in the series. Now overall in the best of 9, it's 4-2 to FaZe.
Yeah, and that's one of those rounds where, you know, for Atlanta FaZe, that's just one of the rounds that we've talked about. They can't make those mistakes in these sort of situations because that does shift momentum. Getting that much time, having a 10 life advantage, that to me, you just have to, I don't either play TDM sometime or I don't exactly know what it is, but they need to secure that into a win. And as you said, after that point, it was all Dallas Empire.
Yeah, I guess it's just, you know, you feel like kind of how I felt when I was Cassie, like you have so much time that you can play slow and look for picks. But yeah, I think what you were saying, just if you play a little bit more aggressive and play the trade game, I mean, as long as you're trading efficiently and finding kills, I mean, eventually you're just going to kind of bleed out the side of Empire. But it lasts so long, the pace isn't there. You end up running out of time and you can't get on the point. It's just incredible hold from Empire. The defensive wall is there. As they're still trying to maintain the throne, man, to get this major victory. So much still yet to do, but a fantastic map there.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's iLLeY, 22 and 16. And a few times you and I have casted iLLeY on this map, and it hasn't been the best for him. His team has been able to clutch up, but stats-wise, it feels like maybe his pacing has been off on this map. Slows it down maybe a little bit right there. 22 and 16, a big game for him.
Yeah, a much needed big game from him. You know, you said Huke started 0-6 and he really started to get it going. Crim was making plays. I feel like he has a clutch moment every single time we watch Raid Control. There's one moment where he's going to step up and, well, he's the winningest player in COD history for a reason. But more life in Empire. They're staying in the series, but still, there's one more map victory needed for FaZe. We continue on after the break.
the game has turned on its head.
Run! Run! Get onto the point! Cellium finds himself 2 more. Oh, baby! Absolutely slayed. What a magnificent comeback from Atlanta. Dallas Empire have smashed the gates open. Oh no, Huke is in your bait. Oh, it's a shot punch. Oh no! Once again, they saved the day.
A look at the final thus far via the maps and modes. So, if you're Empire, you've split the hard points 1-1. You've split the control 1-1. You're going to win this series, you got to do that in search. We're going search, hard point, search. They've gotten smoked in the last 3 search and destroys. They're going to have to win 2. First step, they got to do it on raid.
And this is the map where you have a loss if you're Atlanta FaZe. Surprise. It was against Toronto Ultra. After that, though, they made some adjustments. They were able to win it the second time they played it. And here is the more S&D stats in this match. Cellium leading the way with a 2.0 at 18 and 10. Right behind him, though, is Simp at 18 and 10. I mean, it's just been so one-sided. I guess if maybe one good thing for Dallas Empire, you are 0-0. This is a map you have not played yet. Maybe you've prepared for this match. Something special.
Yeah, exactly. There's not like any BOD you can review from the FaZe side. So, you know, the one advantage for FaZe, you've got some repetitions on it. And everyone scrims, obviously, but you've got some repetitions on it. Real match atmosphere through stage 1 and through our first major. And for Empire, you don't have anything. So I guess you could look at it either way. But yeah, I guess the single biggest thing is, what is Empire going to bring to the table here that maybe FaZe hasn't seen? Can they catch them off guard?
Yeah, I guess just knowing, like, because this was even the game 5 in the winners final. Obviously we didn't get there, but maybe just knowing that they have like a map loss on it sort of gives them something that they can work off of, even if it's not one they like to play a good amount. Just trying to find anything, babe. Just trying to find anything.
You just got to win searches. You got to do it. And, sometimes, the old tale of S&D wins championships. And I don't know that I always agree with that, but this current series and this current format with 4 searches and the best of 9, yeah, it is going to come down to the search and destroys. Empire, you just had a stellar 3-0 in the raid control. We'll stay on raid now. This is first eyes on Empire in an actual match in the league for S&D raid.
Right there, Arcitys does a great job staying alive. We saw him do that similar position there on Moscow. He's just playing information. His teammates, they took mid-map control away. They were watching bottom of the stairs, and that's where they're going to catch 2 Empire players. Crim's going to bring it back, make this into a 2v3. But Simp is up there as well. Simp's just going to back on down. I like that. Don't over-challenge, overstay your welcome. Play the numbers.
Trying to spot for information. Can Crim do it? Crim's got a second now. He's turned this into a 2 versus 2. It's the tiny tears with the openers, and then, well, both the tiny tears get put down by Crimsix. He gets the kills. 30 seconds to go. Is Cellium just trying to get eyes on this B side of the map, but working up towards A and picking up bomb will be Crim. Can they clutch up? It's another one. iLLeY gets the kill from a 2v4 to now a 2v1. What big plays from Crim and Empire. It's all on Cellium now in a 1v2 to find the kills and find the defuse. They both backed it up steps. And they'll drop them. They'll drop them. The 2v4 through for Empire. It's all Crim to bring it back. And it just feels like the control, like the opening round, you have it in the bag if you're FaZe, you let it slip away. What a clutch performance there from Crim and Empire.
Yeah, you know I hate rounds like that. It's just one of those plays where even like Simp shouldering Kitchen, there's just no need. I mean, just play back-to-back and you have Cellium sit and ring. They can plant the bomb. It is not the worst thing in the world if they plant it. You have a good idea of where they're going to be when they plant, and then you can just use your man advantage to retake it. Simp does find another first blood. They're going to try and work this A bomb site quick. iLLeY, though, trying to find the player on the bomb. Knows he's in this position. Arcity's trying to check it. Cellium looking over him. iLLeY's just going to fly out and catch him.
I thought he'd get caught on the cross, but the fact he gets the kill, gets away with his life. aBeZy challenges. He does take one down, but the trade in from iLLeY. Now 2 in the round. 2 versus 2. Bomb down on the site. Both players apartment side from FaZe. Look at this angle here from Crim. Trying to spot him top. But working all the way around. All the way around is going to be Simp. And it pays off. He's able to catch Crim. iLLeY going to be last alive. This would be a 1v2. And for the ace, if he can pull it off. Gets him weak, but can't finish it. And there comes the chow from the outside. He will drop and FaZe. They get back-to-back first bloods. This time with advantage, they're able to take the round.
Yeah, Crim taking those shots, right? It's like, I know it's great if you get that pick, but Cellium's going to play that safe. Just taking those shots allows Simp to go on that wide, long route through the ring, and he gets caught. If he backs up maybe a second earlier, maybe he's in a corner that Simp doesn't expect. He's playing the information game. They know bomb's down. iLLeY got the guy who's planting the bomb. But, you know, another situation where a player on defense maybe overstays, that switches up the timing for the offensive player taking a different route. Simp opens it up, able to close that out as well.
Well, they're just flying up mid again. aBeZy, they're going to get caught. The first one for Shotzzy, but Simp takes down all 3. A triple on the board as Simp dominates, but Crim, still a chance. Simp will drop, and now 1v2. What can Crim do? What magic can he muster? He spots Arcitys, top laundry. Cellium eyes on as well. The shot's not there. Arcitys takes him down, and Simp's triple gives FaZe the round.
Yeah, they all line up. aBeZy gets shots into multiple, but he gets taken down and just finds the angle.
Oh.
Finds the angle, gets the collat, and then challenges iLLeY. He knows one of his shots should have hit him. The confidence for Simp right there. What's he up to now? 5 or 6 kills on the map? It's 6.
Yeah, I mean, aBeZy throws his body and some bullets in front, and to clean it all up is Simp. This is why they may be the greatest sub-duo in history of Call of Duty esports. The guys are insane. 2-1 now to FaZe. They take this map. They take the major. iLLeY made some huge plays defensively last time around, but they couldn't get the round win.
It's a little bit different. The one player is Simp, who's kind of playing on an island. And it's all down to Simp. They're going to know. They're going to know he's going to be working a flank. Crim, what time is he going to get? He's going to get caught. Where is Huke on the trade? Huke's trying to work on up. I think he's going to hear him, though. He's going to hear him. There's the gunfight, and Simp closes out another one. Simp with the 1v2.
The nade on the bomb to make sure he's not on it. The gunfight wins. Simp is on a tear. The man cannot be stopped.
And that was a great counter for Empire. They all just go down towards the middle of the stairs. You have that team kill that comes in. It's going to happen when you're stacked like that. But they get the man advantage. They get the 1 versus 2. Crim gets caught mantling into money. It's one of those, you just maybe hold it for, it's COD timing. COD timing at its best. If he holds that window for 1 more second, they probably win the round.
First blood or aBeZy. I think him and Simp have basically combined for all of them for the FaZe side. Empire grouping up towards apartment, just looking for any opening, but nobody's home for FaZe. We'll see if this time they play a little more passive, allow the bomb to get down and play the retake. Nice shots. aBeZy with his second in the round. Now 4v2 advantage.
Yeah, you can see the way they're playing it. And Cellium just making sure nobody rotates through B or through pillars. He's watching over aBeZy. You have Simp playing inside of money. aBeZy's going to hear that. The jump shot with the 74U. iLLeY is tagged up. Simp's coming through pillars. He wants another one. And if you take away that clutch in round 1 by Dallas, this is another perfect search.
I mean, what has it been? Like 6-2, 6-1, 6. I don't know off the top of my head, but it's just been absolute dominance in search and destroy. 9-2 from Simp, 6-4 from aBeZy. aBeZy with 3 in that round to close it out. And while Empire have had their backs against the wall the entire series, they do here in this search. As aBeZy looks for another opener.
Shotzzy gets away. An all A from Atlanta FaZe. This time a little bit slower. Maybe trying to see if they could force someone on the flank. You see Simp's waiting for it, but there's nobody there. aBeZy working up towards the bomb. Arcitys following behind him. Gonna work his way on up. Trophy's gonna go down. Bomb being planted. A nice nade. We give them a timing. Grim is just making sure nothing works the middle of the map. He's gonna have to rotate on over. We're into a 4v4, and this is a tough retake for Dallas Empire due to Cellium's position.
Yeah, you desperately need a pick in numbers here. Already so much time off the clock. Shotzzy trying to surge on forward. aBeZy's weak, but playing his life. They'll chow out. The trade is there. Cellium and Arcitys both through on the kill feed. It's on Crim and iLLeY. The time is dwindling. They both line up. FaZe again get it done. One more round.
And Simp, he's watching. He's under Cellium for majority of that round, watching the flank. Cellium's looking over his teammates. He's looking over money. He's looking over Bull. And he's just making sure that nobody flies on out from that cutout. So as soon as Simp is like, all right, there's nobody on the flank, he's like, all right, I'm going to go up through middle. You know, all the pressure is coming from middle of the stairs and towards pool. And he's like, I'm just going to lurk. They don't know where I'm at. I haven't shown myself. Up to 11.
They get aggressive up in map, and Huke and Shotzzy. This time they get the kills. Everybody on FaZe is getting smoke. Arcitys, he's going to go explore the outside of the map, and we'll end that round fast as Empire gets round 2 on the board.
They finally try to take mid-map away from Atlanta FaZe. There's the adjustment. It's just, is it a little too late, right? Because it's just been aBeZy and Simp inside a courtyard, pillars, stairs. That's what they've really been controlling on their defenses. They counter it. Can they keep it up?
I mean, I feel like we've said this every search. Like, Empire have to rip off 5 rounds in a row, 4 rounds in a row. Like, they have to do something ludicrous to get it done. But, yeah, you like to see the adjustment. Just can they continue to make those plays?
Well, there is that mid-map control. And guess what? iLLeY gets taken down. I just feel like if you're going to give that up, you cannot get picked. At that moment, you're basically playing 4v4 retakes. You're just separated now. They find the openings. Here comes the rotations. It's happening again. Hello. It is all down to Crim.
12-3 as Simp. Well, maybe a little vengeance for the loss at the World Championship last year. Some extra love onto the members as Crim is getting swarmed, hunted, and he will drop FaZe. They dominate the search and destroys. They're flawless on the map. And that was just a clinic in search, Joe.
Yeah, that is one way to put it. Their search and destroy was just so good this entire tournament. I mean, it's got to be like 18 in this final alone, like 18 to, I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe 6. It was not close. Again, even like the round we saw that Dallas was able to win, it was, I mean, Atlanta FaZe kind of threw it. They threw their numbers away. It was an individual play out of Crim. But Atlanta FaZe, as you said, they captured the first major.
Congratulations, as Atlanta FaZe are your Major 1 champions. they'll take home their share of that $200,000 first place prize. And the man they brought in to help them close out these finals, it's Arcitys. And well, Joe, so far, so good.
So far, so good. Not a lot of mistakes in the respawns. I think you saw maybe in that checkmate hardpoint, in that raid control, you know, a couple. I think if you look at raid control in their first round, besides that, they did what they had to do. They had their advantages in their maps. They won the maps they had to. With the search and destroy, I mean, that was just so clean for them. Everybody's going to be watching these maps. What are they doing differently, trying to figure them out?
Yeah, because it seems like FaZe is ahead of the pack maybe right now in general, but where it really stands out is, yes, it's the search. So teams have got to try to close the gap. Watch the VOD, learn from what they're doing right. We see that every year over the course of Call of Duty Esports is someone leads the pack in search early. People kind of adapt and learn based off of what they're doing, and that's now the test for every other squad in this CDL, but they do it. They go undefeated through stage 1. They take the championship, and a look at the stats is Simp, aBeZy. Look at the damage combined from those two and the kills they put up on the board. Unreal stuff from the Tiny Tears.
That's just what's going to make them so difficult to beat. It's what made them difficult to beat last year. They have the talent to win respawns, but their search and destroy has always been fantastic. We've seen Simp and aBeZy, Cellium and Arcitys, no matter the game, the team, their search and destroys have always been stellar.
Well,
so I just think if you look at that Dallas Empire team from last year, that's where they were able to match them. But in this first major, they did not.
And it really felt like as good as a team as they are at search and destroy, like at least today, most of the map wins was like one person kind of crying. Like you had the map there from Simp, you had the one where aBeZy just crushed, you had the Cellium map in Garrison where he dominated. Like I know it's a team effort, but like there was one individual just taking over a map. Somebody stepped up when they needed to. In the search, they have set the bar, and they've set the bar high for the rest of the teams in the league.
Yeah, they have. And we talked about one of the keys was their map pool, just how good it was in search and destroy. And you take a look at their group stage. The fact is they played every single search and destroy. They got a repetition. They were confident in their skills and their abilities to basically say, play us on whatever. We're down for it. We're okay with it. It has paid off here.
It certainly has just unbelievable stuff. And before we get ready for the desk to break stuff down and get to interviews, I do want to take a look at the scuff play of the game. It's going to be Simp. He dropped the bomb on the map. He was popping off and maybe using aBeZy as a little bit of bait here to get some damage in. But then Simp, he's hitting the shots.
Yeah, and this is just what they did, what they really
I thought this was the round with all three lined up. Sorry. I didn't know what happened here. I didn't know what happened right there.
Dallas throw a good counter. They throw a good counter towards middle of the stairs, but it's right here. If Crim just holds that, maybe he could find that kill. I think he's thinking he's going to be top of the stairs, checking for the defuse, and then it just puts Huke into a tough spot. He's going to hear him mantling and sliding. Simp holds the angle. He holds the corner. Such a good search and destroy player. Shows it there once again.
Yeah, and you do see, you mentioned it can be a thing of timings. You know, Crim could have had a better timing. Just that cross there with Simp, if Huke's angle was a foot more to his left, maybe he's able to put some shots into Simp. Like, there's so many crazy things that happen that it's tough to be a strong and consistent search team. Joe, in your professional career, and you've touched on it so many times on broadcasts, like, you just have days where you can't find a flow, you can't find a rhythm, you get into a blender, the timings always seem against you. But FaZe has found a way to be absurdly consistent in search and destroy.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was a lot about sort of like the first Atlanta versus OpTic matchup, FaZe matchup, right? Where they dominated games 2 and 5. And that's not looking so bad right now, is it?
No, it certainly isn't, because everyone's getting fried in search. Yeah, the only team to beat him there was Ultra, as you mentioned on Raid earlier in the year. But aBeZy, who had his fair share of incredible moments over the course of our first major, he's going to be standing by with Jess. An interview coming up after the break.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. Joining me, I do have the one and only aBeZy, one of our major champions. Hey, I gotta say, aBeZy, this was a wild best of 9 final for us to watch, and you guys did it with such expert execution. I've never seen anything like it. Talk to me about the game plan coming up against Empire once again, but obviously in this best of 9.
I mean, we really wanted to just come out and kind of punch him in the mouth because I think we had him down pretty bad after that 3-0 in winners finals. So I knew if we came out and we started strong, then we'd be able to, shut him down pretty easily.
Did you change anything at all based on their match against NYSL? Because they came out hot against them to try and get back to you guys in the final. Was there anything really in your heads thinking, uh-oh, maybe we're going to be facing a different Empire here?
I mean, we weren't really thinking any differently after that 3-0. I mean, we already had the momentum. We were all hype. We knew our S&D was top notch because our S&D this whole tournament was phenomenal. It was perfect, honestly. So we just need to keep that up, going to the next major and in the next stage, and we'll be fine.
aBeZy, I got to do it for the fans, man, and honestly for all of us watching, but we've got to talk about those final moments where you closed out this series because that was fun. Were you trying to assassinate Crim there? Come on, you can tell me. It's okay.
Oh yes. we were definitely trying to assassinate Crim. We were trying to set it up, but we knew that it was gonna get a little scary right there for a minute. So we were just like, honestly, just kill him because he was like sitting there. I think he was trying to refuse not to get assassinated because I think he knew he was getting assassinated. But I was like happy we could close it out on the moment like that. That was amazing for sure.
It was absolutely phenomenal from start to finish, and I don't think there was anybody watching that would doubted that you guys were going to take this one all the way to the final and then win it based on how you were playing all week long. Lastly, congratulations aBeZy to you and the boys. You are our first ever major champions here at the Call of Duty League in our season, and honestly I'm very proud to have watched you do that in that way, so well done.
Thank you so much, Lottie. I really appreciate it.
Well, there you have it, guys. Game Fuel Victory Spotlight has been done and dusted for the final time this week at our major. But don't worry, we do have more to deliver to you. We do have, of course, our first ever player of the stage powered by Astro to get through. And we're going to be breaking down everything that we've seen today. So please, don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break.
The game has turned on its head.
Run! Run! Get onto the point! Cellium finds himself 2 more. Oh, baby! Absolutely slayed. What a magnificent comeback from Atlanta.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Call of Duty League. Now have I got some big news for you guys? Yes I do, don't worry, I deliver the goods here. We actually are about to announce our first ever player of the stage powered by Astro Gaming. Now we have thought very long and hard about this here at the Call of Duty League. I would say long and hard, but honestly, I think this person very much deserves it, and I'm sure you'll all agree. I would love to congratulate Simp on being the first ever player of the stage powered by Astro Gaming. Simp, I've got to say, man, the entire journey to the finals for you guys has been a blast and really undisputed. So what has this journey been like for you and the boys during this first ever major?
I mean, the major in itself was kind of I feel like it was pretty solid from us. You know, I think until grand finals we didn't lose a map, but I would say leading up to the major it was kind of a bit of a rocky road. You know, we had our lows, we had our highs, and I think we really found our groove when we kind of changed how we practiced. So I think we've been making you know, strides of progress compared to last year to this year already. So I'm super proud of these guys.
Absolutely. I mean, I would be too. And I'm very proud of all of you for how you've played today and all week, to be perfectly honest. But you find yourself now, Simp, as the first ever player of the stage. What do you put down your exceptional talent on the sticks to?
Say that again. What do I?
Why do you think you're so good, basically?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
No, it's okay. Why do you think you're so good, Simp?
I mean, I feel like methodically, I know Call of Duty very well compared to other players. I think I know a lot of timings and kind of just how the game's supposed to be played, you know? I feel like I've kind of taken on the role of the team to kind of be, you know, kind of slow down as a sub and kind of worry about rotations and, you know, just that kind of role, you know? I slay and whatnot, but, you know, that's mainly Tyler's job. So I feel like mainly it's just my job to kind of rotate and, you know, do the dirty work for the team.
Very much so. Hey, you're different, man. We can all agree that here for sure, and that's exactly why you are our player of the stage here today. Final question for you, Simp.
Thank you.
Do you have anything that you want to say to your friends, your family, and your fans at this point after winning the first ever major?
Yeah, you know, last year to this year, you know, we told ourselves we're going to be the best team of the year, and so far we're making great progress at that. And, you know, to the fans, I just want to say thank you guys for all the support. Without you guys, there wouldn't be us, there wouldn't be the league, so you guys are the best. I want to thank my girlfriend Jerica. You know, she takes a lot of responsibility in my life for kind of relieving, you know, doing the stuff that I necessarily don't want to worry about. You know, when it comes to talking to certain people about like business stuff and like all that kind of stuff. So she makes life a lot easier for me, and without her, I probably wouldn't be able to be, like, you know, all this.
Well, phenomenal stuff, man. I appreciate the big shout out to Jerica. It's International Women's Day tomorrow, so huge shout out to her. Massive shout out to you, Simp. Phenomenal job, as always. And best of luck going further in the season, man. Not that you really need it, to be honest, by the looks of things in the best of 9. But well done, well done. There you have it, guys. That has been your first ever player of the stage. A huge shout out to Simp and honestly to all the Atlanta FaZe boys. But I tell you what, 2 boys I do want to reintroduce onto the desk right now is my boys. I got Studdy and I got Nameless, and it is so good to have you join me once again as we break down the rest of this day. I mean, dudes, the first major is done and dusted. I cannot believe this. I feel like everything had been building up to this point, and we had our best of 9 to close things out here, and boy, what a best of 9 it was. I've got to say, FaZe really turned up for that, and I would say I'm shocked, but the way that they played Empire the first time today, I kind of saw this coming. What did you make of things, Nameless?
Yeah, I mean, their search and destroy was just absolutely excellent. I mean, they only lost 6 rounds in that best of 9 when it comes to search and destroy. They're 18-6 in round count there, and it's just the way that they play it. They know exactly what they want to do in every single round, and Also, something to note is they know what the other team is capable of. So when they push up and they take that map control, they know where they're pushing you to, and they trap you. They don't just push up and hold their position. They continue to trap you on the map. It's just like a game of chess for them, and everybody else is behind, man. They know exactly what they need to do. It was spectacular watching them play.
It really was, man. And you heard aBeZy in that interview. They had to come out and just basically punch them in the mouth. And winning those first 2 maps, you know, opening up with that hard point was huge. Then you go into a search and destroy, your best game mode, you make it look easy. Then you go up into that control, now you're up 3-0. You have 3 more S&Ds in this series. Obviously, FaZe 11-1 so far on the season. Undefeated so far on the weekend, man. Nobody was touching these guys in that game mode. S&Ds wins championships. Congratulations to Atlanta.
I mean, it was pretty damn phenomenal, to say the least. And I think one thing to note is, based on all of the interviews we've had, especially with Arcitys, which, you know, he's provided a lot of brains and mentality behind what these guys are doing. It was interesting to hear him say about the preparation. Name was how